Okay, we are live right away.
Is veteran not today?
The program has just begun. I greet you. Good afternoon, great Biafrans and the world at large. I greet all humanity from all nook and crannies of the globe. And we are IPOB Truth Bearers. As you know, this is the platform of the bearing of the truth by us, the IPOB Truth Bearers. And we have come to do what we know how to do best. So situations, circumstances, or challenges can never discourage us. Rather, we will discourage challenges, we will discourage the situations, we will discourage any condition, because we need something very, very important which we cannot joke with, things that we guide jealously. So that is the reason we are here once again. And on behalf of this platform, I want to introduce myself first of all. As you know, I am your service civil servant, evangelist Inyima Kalu, and I hail from Ohafia. Ohafia is in Abia State of Biafra land. I also reside here in Spain, and I have with me my comrades. We have Mama Patricia, who will introduce herself later, Maze Innocent, who will fully introduce herself later, and later on, our veteran Silence, will be joining us as soon as possible. So, Biafrans, pay your good attention to today's wonderful message as usual. As we have promised that we can never disappoint you, we still maintain our word and we will still maintain our integrity, uprightness, fairness, and justice and equity upon which this platform is founded. And that is the reason we are unshakable, irrespective of the circumstances and irrespective of whosoever. So may God bless you for giving us your attention. As you know, I want to remind us that this is Inyima Biafra TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge, and this is our current platform for this program. So we do no longer operate in Rafael Chamaka Ajere's platform at the moment due to some circumstances. So if you have been following us from that platform, this is the proper time that you relocate to this particular platform for this wonderful Biafra Sunday School. So from here we move forward. You are also to subscribe to this very channel so that you will be stable with us and to be being alerted whenever there is an ongoing program, most especially regarding this Biafra Sunday School and the other matters. And besides this Sunday School, I have my private programs from where more informations are being dished out for educating our people to improving our life collectively, targeting at we regaining our lost freedom. So may God bless you. Over to you, Mama Patricia. You are muted. You are muted.
Okay. Thank you, Bro Collins. And I appreciate this opportunity given to me today, as usual. And I welcome you, my brother and colleague, Mazi Innocent. At the same time, I'm welcoming all of you Biafrans, wherever you are, under this planet Earth. We are back on course to continue the battle, to continue our redemptive message, which our Honorable, His Excellency, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, upon the anointing of Elohim, that gave him and mandated him to come and restore and bring back his people back to the land, where this land will be established, the kingdom of God on earth will be established for humanity to find succor, to find peace, to find their best in this life that is given unto us. And since then he came, the kingdom of hell, of darkness, has been fighting to make sure that it does not happen. But we all know that it is lie, because it happened to Jesus Christ. It happened to Moses. It happened to so many great men servants and instruments of God, but at the end, truth prevails. So here we are on the same platform of truth, platform where people that knows their name, knows their father's name, their identity, their roots, their history is being made known here, because we take from our Mazi and we continue on that process. That's what shows who the true disciples are. We are not here to come and rob Peter to pay Paul, or to come and side one group against another. We are here to stand on the truth, that truth that Mazi proclaimed and still proclaiming till tomorrow, till he gives up his breath. That's the truth we're standing with him, because that truth is God himself, the God of righteousness. So my name is Patricia and I'm from Anambra. Anambra is in Biafra nation. And I am a Biafra by all means, by everything you can put to make who is a Biafran. We are here to proclaim that we are Biafrans, and Biafra will want to restore, and Biafra will restore. It doesn't matter the huge amount of enemies surrounding its restoration. It cannot withhold the kingdom of God from coming. So Biafrans, if you love truth, if you love your life, and if you have honor for God and his truth, connect with us, share this program, and give us your own view, because we are standing by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get us our nation back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama Patricia. That's a very wonderful introduction. Over to you, Mazi Innocent. Greet Biafrans, introduce yourself, and explain your position.
Okay, thank you, Evangelist Collins, a colleague, a very nice colleague of mine in this platform, in this struggle. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sister, a gallant sister, the woman of truth, the woman that believes in what she believes, Patricia.
I go call and tell him, then give you a number so that, and tell him the time.
Where is the noise from then?
Yes. That place, yes. Oh, Wednesday. No, wow. Yeah, you go just follow this thing. No, wow, no.
Hello, Mazi Innocent.
Where was the noise from?
Okay, go on.
All right. So as I was saying, our gallant sister, always out for the truth, always telling us and preaching to fellow Biafrans what is required of them in this struggle. Thank you and welcome our sister, Patricia. Good afternoon. And to fellow Biafrans, good afternoon or good morning and good evening, wherever you are all over the world. We are here for this Sunday school for us to continue the same journey we are into and enlighten our people with the message already laid down by our leader. We are truth bearers, and for the truth we stand. We are not here for supporting A or supporting B. We're here to channel the truth. We're here to say what is bound to be said and how we can follow with the struggle we are moving. And we call a spade a spade. We don't say A is B and B is A. That is what we are here for. And we are not here to offend anybody. Instead, if anybody goes or swerve, we will call and recall the statement or whatever and say, no, this is the direction or our stand, even if what you don't believe. But it's not to mean that we are here to argue or quarrel or say, no, this is not where we are going. We are here to dialogue, to call things the way it should be called. And the way we see things that is the mature way and mature direction to follow. And if person is not okay about it, we stay and stand on our own side. So this is just the message. And we are truth bearers, as I said earlier, and for the truth we stand. And we will keep doing what we are doing until our leader comes out and until Biafra is restored. And Biafra will stand. Biafra will always keep standing on it. Biafra we are. We are no more any other imposed entity on us. We are no more what people impose on us. We are what we chose to be. We answer the name what we want to answer. And that is where we stand, Biafrans. We are Biafrans and we are for Biafra. And Biafra we are. Thank you. I'm from Uguta. My name is Nani Innocent again. From Uguta in Biafra land. Thank you all.
God bless you, Maze Innocent. And straight away, I believe we are going to go into video of his prayer. Then thereafter, his message from where we'll begin to analyze. So wherever you are located right away as a Biafran, pray with our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, pray with us, and with good intention that the Almighty God we serve will take preeminence and keep on intervening in our cause to the Biafra project. So let us pray.
To acknowledge the mercy, the grace, the magnificence, the benevolence, the kindness, and the love of the Most High Chukwukika Biama towards his children. And the best way for us to express our gratitude is by offering him praise and offering him every adulation. This evening will not be an exception. Therefore, as always, we pray on this very platform. We say, Our Father, who resideth in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Deliver us from evil, we pray. We have evil around us. Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Please put this entity of hell to shame. We are gathered this evening to listen to your word and to your gospel. We are gathered that you may bless your inheritance. We are gathered to remind you that you liveth forever and ever. Your abode is heaven, this very earth, your footstool. To remember your children and come to their rescue. To look upon our affliction, our suffering, our pain and anguish. To look at us gnashing our teeth. To see the subjugation and the degradation your children endure on a daily basis at the hands of those who don't even know you, at the hands of those who are not worthy to be called your children. That wasn't your intention for us. That was not your plan, because you wish that we shall live in peace, in harmony with progress and development. But those that surround us are today our lords and our masters, not through any device or capability of theirs, because they tried to invade us before but failed due to your grace. It is through the white man that brought Christianity with them. They gave us the Bible, they handed us over to Quran. That is exactly what they have done, precisely what is against the rule book. We ask you to please come and be merciful. Chukwa Biama Binigwe, come and be kind to your children. We are here waiting earnestly for this very miracle that you are performing in our time. We must also thank you for all the wonderful things you have been able to use us to accomplish and to be able to do. Because all over the world today, there is Biafra everywhere. Without your mercy, without the fortitude and the grace which you gave to IPOB, Radio Biafra, the whole world today will not know about you and who you are. As we said, the more you bless us, the more we spread your gospel, the more humanity understands who you are. The more they will know your name, the more they will come to revere it. Because as we said, through us mankind shall see the light. That is why we are the light of the whole world. That is why we exist. That is why we have brought light where there is darkness. That is why anywhere there is hopelessness, especially in the damnable zoological republic, we bring hope. Where there is destitution, we bring succor. Where there is homelessness, we provide shelter. Where there is anguish, we try as much as possible to bring joy. Where there is acute marginalization, we try to bring in inclusion. We have come that this gospel may nourish the souls of those without hope. They may nourish the hopes and the souls of those of them with nobody to turn to apart from thee. Don't turn us away in your anger. We have fallen short, of course, because we are sinful. We are born of flesh and we have to be. But due to your mercy, you lifted us up. You cleansed us. You made us whole once again. And we are here to preach this gospel that your name and your name alone may be praised. That Biafra will come in the end, that everything that lives on the surface of this very planet will look towards the east, and there we can see the goodness of this dear God, we can see his holiness, we can see his might and his strength, because even if the whole world were to conspire against your creation, you are creation yourself, you will prevail against them. Come and fight for us, because we cannot fight. Come and drive away the enemies of your children, because they outnumber us. Come and restore your inheritance. Make us the guardians of your inheritance. We know who you are. We know the name that even the angels that surround you right now, what they call you. We know how they worship you. We know that very well. At the end, only you and you alone will accept every of our prayer. Anytime we bend down on our bended knees to pray to you, anytime we lift up our hands in prayer or in praise, anytime we cry for joy or in pain and anguish, because we are seeking one favor or the other before you, everything that we are today, that we were yesterday and likely to become in the future, we unremittingly and unreservedly hand over to you for your safekeeping, because we are nothing without thee. Because you are home, baby. N'ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na mmeso ọma gị Chineke ga-anọ n'ime etiti ụmụ gị bụ ndị indigenous people of Biafra si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na ọdịmma nke gị na ngọzi nke gị pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke ga-anọgide n'etiti ụmụ gị si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. He said towards the end of that prayer, I had to pray in the language of heaven. You must forgive me if you didn't quite understand that. I was in communion with the angels of heaven. I will not. You may not be able to understand if you're a mere mortal. We are Biafrans. we have a special affinity with the creator of the heavens and the earth. His name is Chukwu.
So God bless you. God bless you. I am to face the camera front. So that's a very wonderful prayer which we have prayed with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and God is really in control. God is really in control. That is the reason we call upon him, because we are mere human beings. On our personal capacities, we cannot do much, and our existence is of God. So the little strength we have come from God. So God is supreme. That is the reason we call upon him, and he had never disappointed us at any time. Now we are going to go straight into playing some of the picking some points from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message. Now I want to announce to Biafrans and the world at large that this program is likely a repetition of our Sunday program due to circumstances. The background for the program last Sunday was so noisy. It was so noisy, and I wasn't at home. And you know, I am not our former moderator, so I never prepared for that Sunday, and it happened that way. So on behalf of IPOB Truth Bearers, I apologize to all of you, and I say bear with us. So if you happen to be hearing what we have already said last Sunday, just bear with us, because we are qualitative, and we love to make our things qualitative. So we have decided as a platform to do a program, though it will not be the exact, but in form of a repetition of our last week program. So, but before we go into playing that message, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was praying, he made a statement, a key point, and that statement is Zoological Republic of Nigeria, the visible devil. Zoological Republic of Nigeria, the visible devil. Na ya wee kwensu a na-ahụ anya. Na ekwensu anyị na-ahụ anya wụ Zoological Republic of Nigeria. So I want us to talk about that now. I want us to talk about that right away. Mama Patricia, what do you have to say about the Zoological Republic of Nigeria being the devil we are seeing, the devil visible to us? So you have the stage. Just in 2 minutes, what can you say about that matter, and how does it relate to what the things that are occurring this time around?
Yeah, thank you, Collins. You see, when Mazi opens his mouth to utter a word, because he is under the unction of the Spirit of God, the words that come from his mouth are just spirit-filled, which anybody cannot doubt it. If you doubt it for now, because maybe you are blind or you are still in your dream world, by the time you wake up, by the time the truth hits you very well, or as they say, Nigeria happens to you, then you know that his words are not words of men. Because we just heard him in this prayer, he said he was communicating with God in the language of the heavens, and that he has affinity as a child of God, affinity, relationship, communion with his Father, which reveals to him, which puts word of wisdom, words of life, words of liberation in his mouth, and he speaks it out. No wonder he says, so that word he said now, that Nigeria or the Zoo Republic is the visible Satan that we're seeing. It's as true as that. After all, Jesus told the so-called people also, which everybody knows that are the children of Abraham, the Israelites. He looked at them and said, you are of your devil, your father the devil, because he knew that there's no way a child from God or a child of God will not represent light and truth. But when you kick against light and truth and righteousness, definitely what you are shows out. From the bottom of the heart, one speaks what he is made of. So what Mazi said is true. Look at Nigeria, look at the zoological. It's not a nation, has never been a nation, formed by the British. They just mingled people together like they go to the market to, as Maz normally puts it, buy a dog and give a dog a name. Or gather people and just tell them this is what you'll be, and the people accepted it. Now, how can people be in a place that is never a nation? You cannot find it in the map of the world, has never existed, only for a few years. And these people, all they know is to kill, rape, destroy, torture. There is no good thing that you find in the zoological. Everything there is evil. The foundation is evil. You know, how can anybody not know that this is the seat of devil? Because if you see devil, according to what Bible describes of the devil, he's a liar, he's a murderer. All he comes to do is to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's what you see in Nigeria. Do you see light in Nigeria? Do you see education in Nigeria? Do you see them making life easy for people? You don't see these things. All you see is every color, every system, everything from the pit of hell. The devil just brings it out and showcase it there, because that is his land. That is why Mazi said, with the auction of God upon him, it has to be scraped off, buried, burnt, because there is nothing good in that place, if not evil and wickedness. That shows that what Mazi said is true. That is the devil we are seeing. Devil is no more hiding in the dark. He's coming fully on everywhere, live, bragging that he's devil, because he knows his time is short. So Nigeria is not a nation, was not created for humanity. It is the kingdom of darkness on earth. And that is why the kingdom of God that Mazi came to establish, which will turn everywhere bright again, BIAFRA. That's why we are here, and it will come. Because darkness can never overshadow light. Neither will the kingdom of hell be where God reigns over all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama Patricia. That is a very wonderful one, and that is the reason we are truth bearers. That is the reason we are truth bearers. We don't paint words. We say everything the way it is. We don't look at faces. We call spade spade. That just as Maz Innocent has just said. So Maz Innocent, it is coming to you, the same point. Now we have colonialism, and these are more evidence. Nigeria had been under slavery for over 100 years. For over 100 years. Still counting. And they are still giving people false hope. And all of the hope have been failing us. Is there any guarantee that obedience palaver will change this the devilish Nigerianism? Is there any hope for that? And what is your own stand? What is your own view about the Nigeria being the visible devil? You know, when we said the visible devil, some people will misconstrue it to say that Nigeria is a territory. We are talking about the people that own, that is the people that rule Nigeria. They are satanic agents. That is what we are talking about. And their execution, their services are the services portraying devilishness in all ramifications. So this is what we are talking about. So, Master Innocent, it is over to you. What do you have to say concerning the Zoological Republic of Nigeria being the devil we can see with our eyes, comparing it to the things that have been happening? You are muted. You are muted.
Sorry about that. In our leader's prayer, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he mentioned that Nigeria is the devil in our life. In every ramification we find ourselves. I hope I'm clear. I'm coming up clearer.
Yes,
Clearer.
yes, yes.
In anywhere we find ourselves. Let me correct your statement when you're asking this. Nigeria have now been existed since 100 years. Nigeria is just from 1960, is it? During the independence, the fake independence they say they are when they are not independent. Anyway, it's 1960 till now, which is barely 62 years, isn't it? Isn't it? If I'm,
It is.
it's up to 100 years.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I
Just
understand. I understand
yes.
where you're coming from. That means the existence of Britain in our life,
Decolonization,
which is
yes.
colonization, which is as a result of creating Nigeria. Okay, so I mean, during that time, British didn't find it easy with the southeast. This new southeast we are calling ourselves as part of Nigeria, which is the Igbos, and the Igbos or the Biafrans, how we say, sorry, how we categorize, say we are the Biafrans. With the Biafrans, they encountered a lot with us, and they see the men and the people and the intelligence. They see the craft work we can do. We are like the artisan, the Italian artisans, We reason like the Italian artisans. We create, we build. Even in school, we used to carve during that time. And they noticed that it didn't go well with them, and they didn't see how they can penetrate. So the problem, actually, after several wars, after several conflicts, after our women, our mothers, rioted in Aba, which is a famous one, it was known and gave them a very, very strong stance, that no, we are free people, we can't just come and put us anyhow in our house. And even if we accommodated these people, they came into us, it couldn't come well with them because it's like we know where they are coming from. So what they need to do that time was just lobbying and buying out, using corruption, take wine and give me this, take this and give me that, whatever, assist trade and all the stuff. So at that time it becomes very, very serious with what they want. They even traded even with our palm oil, what's a very, very lucrative product with us. And they were making money selling it just for nothing. Okay, I'm just trying to introduce how British came up to this way, of which everybody knows. We all know about that. I read it in history. I read it and I've listened to a lot of people. It's not that I was born that time as well, but we learn. We study to learn and say the same thing to our people. So there we go with it. I think bear with me, please. It's very important and very necessary, this topic. And then let me cut it short. They couldn't go well. All they need to do now is come up with the idea of imagine different races in West Africa, in Nigeria, we say the Nigeria to be that time. And they found favor from the Fulanis. After Fulanis decimated, they has decimated the houses, of which they are regretted now, and they are now knowing the impact, thanks to the preaching and the enlightenment of our leader, Mazin Namdekan. If not, by now, most of them will still be sleeping, will still be dozing, not waking up. Most of them are waking up now. Most of them are realizing what happened to them. So after that, the Fulani is very, very, they are newcomers. They are just strangers, by Damfodio. And the British used them and formed this society called Nigeria. And that is why somebody mentioned they handed us Bible, and that's why handed us Korea. Who mentioned that? Is it my sister or the same our brother? This is our leader that said it. They handed us Bible at the same time, handed us Korea. That is handing us to Fulanis, the Muslims. So it becomes conflict of cultures, conflict of ideas, conflict of tribes, making things not to work, and it's not going on that direction. That is their people of the same that understand themselves. How can you merge them together? And how can you forcefully do that without their consent and without allowing it to happen within themselves if they want? So it becomes a very forceful merging, of different people, of different ideology, different mentality, different culture, different languages. Apart from language anyway, that's they have nothing to do with them. Different way of eating. Let me tell you, here in Italy, we all eat pasta. Everybody eats pasta. Everybody eats tortellini. In Germany, they have the same food. In England, they have one food. They eat chips, chicken and chips. That is their main food, or fish and chips. That is the English food. And then the soup, the sauce they make. I've forgotten the name. Gravy, the gravy sauce. So they eat alike as well. Eh? And the way it was all planned wasn't good, and they did it purposely because they are looking for something. And when they did all these things was the discovery of oil, and that oil was discovered in Biafra land. The first area it was discovered was in Uguta. In Uguta. Okay. Let's cut story short as well. That's just part of the introduction. Most people went and started researching and studying the oil and things. You see most of the people that earlier studied and went abroad. It's all due to all the discoveries of these resources and to know how they can live. But it is the manipulation. It was false education they were sending them. False education. They will go, they will not even treat the right thing to them, false schools, and then by the time they finish, they forgot what they are there for, and then they just find their way. While the British are milking you, taking what belongs to you, and they're using the Fulanis to do it. That is why you go to all your wells and all this, all owned by the Fulanis, but they handed them over to them. And if we remember when our leader was preaching last Sunday, he mentioned that somebody created something in your area and call it a Niger area, Nigeria, you accepted. Niger area, give you a name. Somebody came to exploit to a river that people have been living for thousands of years and come and change your river and call it River Niger, River Benue. You agree? You say yes. Today is in your book that is River Niger. So all these things are the evil nature of the English ideology, English way of dominance. They put fire into your house in order to get what they want. And look at the way they are living, and they are queen, all the jewelry, the sparks is taking everywhere, all over Africa. And actually, the British created Nigeria and make it a hell for every one of us. You live, you're not happy. When when you are within your house, your country, you call yourself, you see yourself, nothing works. From child, it's all full of war, it's all full of horror, it's all full of, nothing is progressive. That is actually a hell. It's a hell of life. People run over and over to different places. Why should you run if things are normal in your house? Because people cannot support it. Nothing is working, education is not working, light is not there, it's in complete darkness, everywhere is noisy, pollution. So it is a hell. They created that country to make life hell for you. And as it is hell for you, your brain is getting damaged. Your brain is getting rotten. You wouldn't even know where to start. I'm sorry, my brothers, my Biafrans, please. I'm not the type that will quote or talk in Bible. I talk it the way it is, as any normal human being, plain language. That is me. I don't repeat things when people are repeating or saying. I will say it to my own way. And I will say it on the way I feel my mind. So I'm not the too much grammar person or Bible quoter or reading. Everybody has his own or her own way of presenting issues and a way of saying things. So I'm saying all these things, taking the time. Thank you for the time given me, so that our people will reflect, go back and reflect. Is it, do you want Nigeria to happen to you? Why is Nigeria happening to you? Why? Do you
Okay, Mazinas and Piran.
Nigeria should not happen to us because it's evil. It's evil. Look at the killing every day. We are no more sleeping. Anytime we wake up, is killing. Any news is killing and fighting and maiming. I will stop from here for the next question. But this is very difficult. To address this question, it's not something you just address it in 5 minutes like that.
Yes.
Because it's a
So,
situation where we find ourselves and why we should liberate ourselves. Thank you.
thank you very much. Very good. So, veteran, you're highly welcome. We have been expecting you, and we are happy you are here once again. And you overheard Mazi Innocent. Since you have met this topic, you will also declare your stand and for educating all of us and the Biafrans and the world at large. So we just concluded playing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's. We have just concluded our prayers and the streaming, praying with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And during his prayer, he said that the Zoological Republic of Nigeria will that is, the Zoological Republic of Nigeria is the visible devil. When we talk about the devil and we don't see him physically, some people may not understand him. You see those executing his work and his works being practiced in Nigeria. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. So, in which ways do you understand and can you educate Biafrans about the Zoological Republic of Nigeria being the devil we can see with our eyes? So how does that relate to the situation we are into and the things that are occurring just in our presence? Over to you, veteran.
Thank you very much, Evangelist Collins.
Okay, just try to sum it up within 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes. I'm going to say one or two things and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Fellow Biafrans, beloved Biafrans, remnants, because all in Israel are not Israelites. All in this movement are not Biafrans. However, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has said it all. And he is there for all of us, passing through that hell, even though he is free, because he's in the hands of God. But the situation in which he is, you can see, is the hell he talked about. I am Silas Ono. I'm from Umuleke, Amibo, in the old Olo province of Biafra land. Our leader said, no one can give us Biafra. Only God can give us Biafra. And there is a clip Mama sent to me, and that clip is from the media, the Yoruba media, our sister media, highlighting what one of the governors who called himself elite. They are the elites. They are the ones who own the zoo. And so if the citizens, not we, because we are Biafrans, if the citizens are talking about heaven and hell, that they are already in hell, what hell again do they want to go into? So it is in that clip, you will play it, and the whole world will hear it again. That they have created this hell so that those who do not know they are in hell will know that they are truly in hell. So the elite owns you. You are their slave, and you are in hell. That is why you cannot breathe. You cannot sleep. You cannot have peace. You cannot enjoy your life. That is why you live in misery, in perpetual misery. A dead man walking in the street, thinking he is alive. There is one thing our people used to say. There is that insect, that grasshopper, we call Moharamman. And our people say, Moharamman, so the citizens of that zoo are roasting, they are burning, and yet they think and console themselves. Tomorrow will be okay. Tomorrow will be okay. Obedience will deliver them. Rather than face the truth and see their master, the prophet of the age, hear him and follow the ways of freedom, the ways of life. We continue to live according to the plans of the elite and their master Britain. So our leader saw it all. And that is why he made that prayer. Because already your so-called elite, the political leaders, they call themselves elite. But I don't know if they understand what elite means. They have said it, that you cannot come together. You cannot unite yourself. You cannot, you are no force to match with them. They have given you your proper place, and that is hell. So they did not mince words. Nigeria is a hell. Nigeria is hell itself. And this is why somebody like the ex-American president said it is a shit hole. So it's not just a shit hole, it is a hell where people burn alive every day and they still move about and think they are living. So for now, I have to rest it there until we get into the real show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Veto, and God bless you. So, I am going to play this video you are looking at. That is for authenticating what we are saying, and we played this video during our last program, After that, I will play another video relating to how the so-called Nigerian politicians and Nigerian leaders have been so deceitful, so lying, so intimidating, so oppressive, and so disregard to their own subjects. How they have deliberately decided to suffer their subjects in favor of their colonial masters. So, while you will be watching, just observe and hear for yourself, so that we will be analyzing about it. This is about the genocide being committed by the Nigerian government in collaboration, in conspiracy with the British government, including some other countries, against we Biafrans. Until today, they are not talking about this matter. And Elizabeth, who masterminded all of the genocide, had now died. The disappointing part of it is that the so-called Nigerian satanic elites, still, they are very, very happy to continue being enslaved. They are being inherited as slaves together with all of us. Let us be honest. By a son of this late Elizabeth. Is that not shameful? Is that not disgusting? And they are still telling you about Nigeria. So let us, without speaking so much, let me just play the video so we can hear for ourselves. Then we have something to say. Weaponized poverty, sickness, and starvation against Biafrans. And now, it is no longer only about Biafrans. It is now generalized. Different people suffering it in suffering the same in their own way. Now, I want to play the next video so that we'll narrate from the two videos all together.
Nigeria is too weak to break, says Lamido. Governor Sule Lamido of Jigawa State was quoted last week as saying that Nigeria cannot break up because members of the elite are united in preserving their advantages over the masses, irrespective of their differences of tribe and religion. Nigeria, he said, is too weak to break. Who will break it? The ordinary person in Jigawa, or the ordinary person in Sokoto, or the ordinary person in Bayelsa? Is it the Igbo vulcanizer or the Yoruba woman selling kerosene by the roadside, or the Okada man in Delta? They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. Oh my God. We have taken away from them their dignity, their self-esteem, their pride, and self-worth so that they cannot even organize. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Governor Jigawa ló kọ eléyìí o. Tí mò ń kà yìí o. Governor Jigawa lóko ṣẹgbọn nǹkan tí wọ́n náà ti ṣe fún wa màá repeat àárín yìí ó move mi. Nigeria is said is too weak. Bàbá mi Koiki ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ṣẹwà. Only Nigeria is said is too weak to break. Who will break it? The ordinary person in Jigawa, or the ordinary person in Sokoto, or the ordinary person in Bayelsa? Ó tún wá béèrè pé is it the Igbo vulcanizer or the Yoruba woman selling kerosene? Ṣé ti rí nǹkan tó sọ wá dì? Yoruba woman selling kerosene by the roadside or the Okada man in Delta. They don't have capacity to unite. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Hey, we don't have capacity to unite because we want to war and we want to scatter wa. Divide and rule ni wọ́n lò fún wa. Divide and rule. They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. Wọ́n ṣe ti rí pé wọ́n ti fi àwọn náà mọ̀ fi ìyà jẹ wá ni. Èmi sádànù ẹ̀yin sádànù gbogbo wa sákàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáláyé. Wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ara plan wọn ni. Torí tó bá ti lé wa táwa bá ti sálọ àwọn tó bá kù wọ́n á lè pa wọ́n. Wọ́n á lè take over everybody. Àwa di ẹrú ní ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ìran Yorùbá wa máa ṣọ́nà ní kiri wọn. Wọ́n á ní gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá mọ́. Á di Fulani Nigeria. They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. We have taken away from them their dignity. Governor Jigawa also they have taken your dignity away from you. They have taken your self-esteem away from you. He said, and I read, he said their pride they have taken away from you and your self-worth so that you cannot ever be organized. Hey! Up there, we allied unite. Shetigo, when up there, we allied unite. We will never allow Nigeria to break because once it breaks, we will lose. Shetigo, ìdí gan-an nìyẹn tí ẹ ṣe ní láti dìde ní ọ̀la fúnrálì yìí. Tí ẹ bá dìde ìdìde yín lọ́la láti sọ pé a ti ṣetán láti jàjàǹgbara, ó ní ipa tó máa kó ní orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn. Gbogbo ogun tí wọ́n ń gbé ìyà tó fi ń jẹ wá. Àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè káàkiri àgbáláyé ẹ má rò pé ẹ̀yin àti èmi nìkan la wà ń bẹ̀ o. US wọ́n ń wò wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà ní ayé Germany tí mo wà wọ́n wò wá Russia wọ́n wò wá gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè ni wọ́n wò wá wọ́n fọwọ́ lẹ́rán báyìí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ẹlẹ́rù kọ́kọ́ gbé kó máa kọfẹ́ ná. Ẹlẹ́rù la kọfẹ́ èdè Àkúrẹ́ ni Àkúrẹ́ ló pòwe yẹn wọ́n á ní ẹlẹ́rù la kọfẹ́ ìwọ tó kọ́kọ́ lẹ́rù ló máa gbé kó tó wá fọwọ́ báyìí fọwọ́ sí i. Ìdí rèé tó ṣe ní láti dìde fìràn rẹ lọ́la bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ní up there, we allies unite. We will never allow Nigeria to break because once it breaks, we will lose. But the common man loses nothing. Shetigo, the common man, who are the common man? You and myself. Wọ́n ní àwọn òní kankan lose torí nǹkan wa là ń jà fún. Àwọn tó jẹ́ àtọ̀rìn wa ò lè jẹ́ gúdújẹrá, àwọn máa rí nǹkan tó máa lose. That is the reason why they will never allow you to stand up tomorrow. But don't give them the chance. Nǹkan tó bá máa jà lọ́la òní kan jẹ́ kan jà. But the common man loses nothing. What is he losing? He's already in hell. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's already in hell. Hell náà fi ìgbésí ayé tí èmi àti ìwọ ń gbé náà pè é fún ìwọ àti èmi. Ṣó ti wá rí ayé tó ṣó ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀? Àtijọ́ ta ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ àti sọ pé irọ́ ìrọ́ṣẹ́ ti rí. Jigawa governor òun ló correct up yìí. What is he losing? He's already in hell. He cannot lose anything more than this hell. Hell. Ọ̀run inú náà lẹ́wà. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé ayé tá ń gbé ayé ìnira, ayé ìkorò, ayé ìjọ̀gbọ̀n, ayé hílà yìí ló wá láti dààmú. Kí ló dé tí ìwọ ọmọ níbi ní ìrántí Ọlọ́run ti pèsè nǹkan tó máa jẹ dojú alẹ́ sílẹ̀ fún ẹ? Tí àwọn ìran babalábábá tiẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi sílẹ̀ kí ìyá má jẹ, kó má jẹ ọkọ ẹ, kó má jẹ ìyàwó ẹ, kó má jẹ ọmọ tó bí. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọmọ tó ń rìn wá, àwọn darandaran, àwọn ẹbí kò lé nìyàn, àwọn ẹbí tí wọ́n níran, wọ́n wá gba ilẹ̀ rẹ, ó wá kọ́wọ́rọ̀. Ó káwọ́rọ̀ fún odidi ọ̀la ló máa pé 60 years tí wọ́n ti fi ìwọ àti èmi sínú ìgbèkùn poverty.
So, we have watched that video. We have watched the two videos. So, those who do not...
My obedient family, as it is hot, it don't happen. I won't expose...
The obedience. Those who cannot understand it perfectly in English will also understand the Yoruba. Some who will not understand perfectly in Yoruba will understand in English, including the Igbo Lagosians. They will also understand. So now, from me, it is very, very obvious that even those who are supposedly to be the elites, the elites, do not even want our progress. This is what we have been shouting for years, yet many people are yet to understand it. They do not even want our progress. You hear them explaining it, that your success means their loss, and their loss means your success. That is how they reason. And that is satanic ideology we are telling you about. And we hear that the governor saying that the common man, as a colonized Nigerian, is already in hell, and they cannot lose anything more than that. So that means anything they do to improve the country means benefit to the common man, and they are not happy with it. That is satanic system of oppression. So poverty is weaponized, sickness, lack of infrastructural development, unemployment, all those things are weaponized to trap the people down, and that is their will. That is satanic agenda. Stealing your dignity, we hear it here, stealing your prestige, stealing everything valuable that you have. After that, they will be targeting at stealing your life, and they are stealing people's lives on a daily basis. Now, whoever that will be speaking combining the two videos we have just watched. Combining the two videos we have just watched, then we'll be analyzing from there regarding the weaponization of poverty. And this thing did not just begin now. That is the same thing that had happened during the war. That is weaponizing starvation. They make starvation, poverty, sickness, non-development as weapons against Biafrans. We see little children, how they look like. Many people suffered in Kwashoko. And this is the same agenda they have at this moment. Even no matter how much we have been speaking, yet they are so adamant. They do not want to bend about it. So, Mama Patricia, you have the stage now. What do you have to say regarding the two videos you have just watched?
Yeah, thank you, Collins. In fact, always turning my heart, my spirit, my stomach, everything gets down to the pit. That it's not just vomiting. One would say preferring death to living. No wonder Maazi said, just like John Wesley of Scotland, it's either you give me my freedom or you take my life. But I thank God that God is not this author, that he's not the one that takes freedom from man. Instead, he left heaven to come down to give back freedom to man, because he's a God of liberty and righteousness. So whenever I see these things, both the clip, the video, or the actions or characters being shown worldwide, especially down there in Africa and in Biafra, my nation, I just wish to ask myself, what is the worth of our life if it's not this freedom? Maazi has been shouting, which he took from Ojukwu, those that knows their onions, those that knows their origin, those that knows their father's name, those that knows their call and their mission. Apart from these two that took up the horn, the bull by the horn, to come out boldly without fearing, they are being likened like what Bible said. You lose your life, you get it. But the other way around, people are trying to gain their lives because of fear, cowardice, and then they are losing it daily. Not just losing their life, losing even the so-called wealth they think they have grabbed. Are we not the people that saw some, is it last year, the money that these elites, devil's agents, hoarded in bags and warehouses, rotting? We saw it. because they have so much accumulated left and right and center that they had no more option than to put in warehouses. Even in warehouses, their money are full there to the extent that it's getting rotten every day. Mazi, during the end SARS, even though he came out for Biafra, he spread it to all regions and colors and races that are under bondage. He said he has no interest with any offer, position, or whatever that will be given to him. He's not interested in this earthly wealth because it will all vanish. You will not even enjoy a little of it before you are gone. We are told the parable in the Bible where the rich man, after he has made so much wealth, said, now my soul, relax and enjoy. Just like what this elite of the governor of Jigawa said. And God said, this night, I'll take your life away to tell you, I made you, I gave you the breath and the strength. Let me see now who will be alive to enjoy those wealth. So this elite, they are carrying out what their father or mother, England, Elizabeth, handed over to them. We saw in a clip where Elizabeth was throwing out corn for the black children. And they were rushing from left and center to pick that corn, those corns to eat. And Elizabeth careless, because for her, these are animals. They are not different from dogs and cats that they can keep in their houses. I saw also a black girl. They put the same way in the zoo and they were going to watch it. The same treatment they are giving to the blacks, they now created their agents, their extension, to sit and carry out their dirty game, whereby they are at the background, remoting them what to say, what to do. But it's so sad that our people who has been in the shady scene, Mazi gave up himself, his life, his comfort, everything that would have made him to be a rich man or a comfortable man or honored man. They saw him living it up like Moses did last time we treated it. Revealing those secret taboos that nobody can touch. Telling them, this is your identity. This is your history that was taken away from you. When you know your history and know your identity, when you know what has happened to you, you can now stand up boldly and face your enemy and tell them, here, you cannot continue. Yet our people will see these clips. To them, it's a bygone something. It's something that happened centuries. Let's forget it and continue. You want to tell me that the people that saw these clips, that are being reminded of their history, what happened to them, you want to tell me they are still loving those their enemies? You want to tell me that they are human beings who saw this thing with the right brain within them are still carrying on, jeopardizing their freedom, killing their brother that was sent to liberate them, lying over things that are supposed not to lie about, holding truths, holding well-being of their people, the liberty of their people, only to side with their enemies to accumulate wealth that they are going to use when and for what purpose? You want to tell me that the people that saw this clip are human beings? See what the Jigawa governor said, that these people, they are too weak to fight. Of course, they are right. They have so much maltreated, humiliated these our people, or the whole entire zoological, that they no more talk. They saw the headsmen, they saw the Boko Haram in uniform, even without uniform, killing their people, and they are there watching and they are afraid because they are weak. They are weak to fight back. Poverty have so much burden bedridden them to the extent that they cannot even say that this is not good. Instead, they accept it. They are accepting poverty, thinking it's God's will for them. Their dignity is taken away from them. Dignity of a man. That Mazi said, the moment you start reasoning correctly, then you know you are a human being. But see what many years of blindfolding them, brainwashing them, maltreating them, denying them of basic, simple human rights have done to these people. But are we blaming their traitors or the elite? No, we are blaming them themselves. Because if you didn't know, the time of ignorance, God winked at. But when the fullness of knowledge has been revealed to us and people are still behaving like animals, that means it now concludes what Mazi said, irredeemable fruit. But when that's why we talk to the remnants, the few remnants that are still alive, animals. That means it now concludes that they should now get up and fight back with all might, all strength, all spirit that is in them, laying aside anything that will block them. Get first your life. Later you can talk about your ego, your whatever. Because now it's a fight of life or death. You see, they said they cannot organize because they have done their divide and rule. They have now made brothers and sisters not to relate together. Village to village cannot stay together anymore. This is just the foundation they made. Very well planned. The script is being read like in theater, and people are following without looking back. Anyone that is put in the position honors his position first as Okaome than doing the right thing that their leader has exposed to them to put in their brain. You see, what did the man continue saying? That they're already in hell and you're seeing it. Is there any, even hell? I don't know if I would say hell is better than this, because living in hell, living this way is better the person is not alive. What's the need of your living in the midst of wealth, but you're not testing nothing? It's hell itself, worse than hell. And the man says, we have taken away all their, dignity. We have taken it away. And if we don't take them away and stay very strong on it, if they get to lose, we lose. That's the elite lose. That is why people, as there's a saying that said, he that is down needs fear no fall. What is the citizens doing, seeing these men, treating them, trying to hoard their wealth? Because if they lose it, they are the one losing. The poor man has nothing to lose. Then why don't these poor men, poor citizens, knowing that they have nothing to lose again, march to them, burn off everything they have, cut off their heads and do anything they can to get their freedom, refuse their corn that they are being spread on the ground every now and then, refuse it for a moment to get the men food. They guide their oil well, and they even fight against brother and brother to guide the oil well for the Jigawa people, for the Britain. Why the gold at Jigawa, the Igbo man or the Easterners don't go there to guide it? Why our people not seeing with their senses and eyes that it is time that they get up and lose those shackles and leave this lying that they are trying to keep just for them to have a pot of porridge like Cain did. Please, my people, Mazi have said that he will always stand on the truth and light, that he will diligently, honestly, consistently, truthfully sacrifice everything about him to make sure that the will of God is done, that the righteousness of God is established. And I'm asking all those that are out there fighting, talking for Biafra freedom, one leg is in Biafra, the other leg is in the zoo, or even for better zoo, as they say it. One leg is in the political system of Obi, Soludo, and the rest of them. The other leg is in those in the leadership of IPOB, or those as members of IPOB, trying to hoard, trying to make money, trying to be comfortable where they are. What all sort of mess, confusion going on, doing everything. Biafra land is boiling. They raise funds every day, and yet people are starving. They raise funds every day. There is no security in Biafra land. They raise funds every day, and evil governors and politicians and senators are roaming around having their groups. What are our people doing? Those who said they are standing with Mazi, talking from both sides of their mouth. What are you people doing? Don't you see what is going on? That it's time now you leave your differences, leave your lying, leave your compromising, and get online and do the right thing. I think I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama Patricia. So far we have heard Mama Patricia had explained a lot, and this is to affirm our stance. 3 years ago, in 2019, I made a video which I titled Poverty, the greatest weapon of the Nigerian politicians against the Nigerian populace. Poverty as a weapon, weaponized. And we have been confirming it time without number. Now it is no longer the time of argument, because the argument, the logic, many people, many skeptics have now come to an end, because we have debunked every skepticism, every disagreement, every controversy has been debunked. Now they are telling you categorically, and that is the Fulanization mentality, telling you that you are suffering and you are in hell. You don't know you are in hell, to many who do not know. And they are responsible for sending you to that hell, telling you in the same hell you are, you cannot do anything, and giving you reasons why you cannot do anything to change your position, telling you categorically clear that they do not want you to come out from that hell. And the other politicians are somewhere promising you that they will pull you out from that hell. How possible can that be? Is it a mission impossible, or is it a hopeful mission? How can that be? Because the Britain are the people who created the hell. Then the Fulanis are managing the hell, including the rest of the Nigerian politicians comprising the whole tribes, including the majority of the traditional rulers, majority of the religious leaders, including majority of the commoners. So here we see people being so individualistic, fighting for their own alone, and that is the reason they stake the entirety of Africa for slavery. Those people who are so individualistic are the people the British pick to make your leaders, and that is the reason the things are the way they are now. So let me stop for now and give the microphone to the next person. The next in line is Mazi Innocent. Mazi Innocent, what is your take regarding all of this? You are muted.
Yeah, as I was saying, sure, the message is quite clear. If we look at what we've previously discussed about Nigeria being a hell, and is a hell of a nation, you know, which was created by the British in 1960, you know, then we discussed why it was a hell. And then you've given this clip of Biafra immediately after the independence of Nigeria. Few years later, the Biafra War, 1967, Biafra War came up. Nigeria Biafra War came up. That is how it's called anyway. They imposed the war on us, you know. And then coming to this point where somebody calls himself an elite, that they have made you poor, that you are hungry, you cannot do anything because you are weak. So if we check from the past history and what we are hearing now and what is playing on ground, you will know that everything has been programmed, not directly from what your so-called elites programmed by themselves. It was programmed by your so-called colonial masters, the English, which takes us back to where we are today and from where Nigeria is today and up to today. They are still not doing the needful. They still pretend they don't have hand in it. So the so-called elites are those people, the Fulanis mainly, you know, that owns all your all the resources that is in your land, oil well. They are taking all the money, even owning the central bank. They can go to central bank and ask for anything they want. So, and they say it's their money, their wealth. It's not even it's not their money. Let us be clear. It is not their money. It is my money, your money, but because the institute that made Nigeria what it is now handed them over everything they are doing now. With impunity, do whatever you want to do with it. Deal with it the way you want to do with it. You know? So that is what is playing around now. And we've been telling our people, our leader came up after seeing all these things, what I've seen and what he's seen and what our veteran here have seen and what you've been studying, calling our people for years, starting from beginning, telling them, even telling them how they call your River Niger, your Orasi River Niger, even telling you that Nigeria has been existing, it never existed. We started existing by around 1960. Our forefathers never existed. So that is to tell you, just to say that all these things linked together, any way you take the story, the video, the first one or the second one and the one we just discussed, or our leader's prayer, you will see that it's pointing in one direction. And that direction coming to what we are saying. Who made this statement? A Fulani man. And that is their mindset. And they handed these people to illiterate, to give you, to come and rule you. Why they themselves know already that you're a clever person. If they give you, you will do wonders. Why should they give it to you to manage your resources and do what you're supposed to do? They will not get access to it. They will be deprived. They will pay for having what that is why they don't want you to hold it. And they gave it to the people they know that they will take it easily and take any amount they want easily. It is human nature. And Nigeria is created by woman. Anything created by woman is prone to be evil, is prone to be unsuccessful, is prone to be a hell. Because God has already created the earth and human to go and subdue the earth, do away with it, go and compete among yourselves. So if you don't take time, you will be used. So now, we are no more talking the long story, how it happened, how you've already known how it happened, and how this man come and say that they are the elite, and that you cannot do anything, you can't even fight because you are hungry. And how did this hunger come? They made you to be hungry, not to have access to anything. Even if you are dying, they don't care. That is to tell you the kind of mind you call your leaders. Even if you are dying, no hospital, no electricity, they don't want to know if you can eat or not. And anything they know, the money that belongs to you, they take it abroad, train their children. All they know is their children to study and live in a very good condition. And you still keep quiet watching at them, calling them elite, honorable, excellency, this and that. So, as I was saying, all these things linked together and pointing in one direction, of which we've been telling people, please, my people, Biafrans, wake up. When are you people going to wake up? Is it when you are all extincted that you wake? You will know, by then you will no more be existing. Well, at times, most of this video, three of them, they are talking on one direction. When you bring points, at times, you don't go like that. It's not even more organized. But what I'm saying is that they are pointing in one direction on how you will be subdued. If you don't take care, if you don't wake up, you are finished. And you see the word, your so-called leaders are using to you. Is it not insulting? Is that not alone? That alone can make you to stand up and call them to order, because you cannot talk. The system has made you in a way not to talk, not to say anything. And you say anything with impunity, they deal with you. They kill you anyhow, no query. Your life value is nothing. There's no value in life. And our people are staying there, enjoying themselves today, tomorrow, what they don't even know. They can't plan ahead. You tell them something is happening, they will say, no, it's not true, until it's happening in front of them. And by then it's too late. They are not even observant anymore. They don't feel themselves. There's no more instinct in human beings back home. Even a common worm has an instinct. By the time you pierce the skin, that which is the sensitive part, at least it will shrink, it will coil. Or you see a snail. If a snail senses the danger with the antenna, it will just squeeze and go into its shell to take a cover. But the sense organs of our people are not even working anymore. There's no instinct. Until they put gun into themselves, then they realize by the time you know it, bam, their life is gone. You're useless. Nobody can say anything or do anything. So what is it we have not talked anymore? What is it we've not said anymore? What is it we've not been pointing out to our people for them to do this? Look at our leader, Mazen Namdekan, up to today, that they don't feed him for even 2 days. After UN, how many days giving orders? It's getting to 3 months, the first order given to Nigeria to release it. And they're playing games, playing on words, speaking grammars. Because you people, you speak, you're intellectuals. Now let me come to the first video about the record that was said. We had it last week Sunday, talked about the Biafran children. And that image you saw is not actually a disease. It's not illness. It is not illness. It is malnutrition caused by man. It is suffering and a kind of torture Nigeria caused to our people. And those children, you see, are most of them 3, 4, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. I might be one of those people in my own camp that time. You will say like that. Most of us might be one of those people you see that are talking to you that look like that. 1967, when the war broke. Actually, 1967, the middle of the war. 1969, 70, because most of them have not even recovered. So if you take, I was born 1965, it then means the war started in 1967. I was 2 years, it's into 3 years. Okay, 3 years. So maybe I would be in that area of children in 3, 4, 5 years, as I've said. But because these people you've seen today, like me, most of them died. Most of them died. Most of them survived like me, like veteran, like our sister, Patricia Woman. We have these things. We went through all these things. And most of them that are not speaking among us, most of them are in Europe, in America, in all over the world. And they are all doctors. They are engineers. They are architects. They in different field of development. These people starved, have gone to different areas. They become different people you people never know. Helping in the world and developing the world. These are the brains you've seen in Africa, in Biafra land, happening all over in the world today. If not, those white people I saw trying to save them from the Red Cross when they come, giving the humanitarian organization that try to save most of those they can save, like me and my fellow truth bearers here. It wasn't easy. And not only that, if we had had a normal life and we are in a stage we are in today, medical doctors, professors, teaching, engineers, our life would have been better if we had expected more, if things would have gotten more, if the war hadn't happened and we are let free as a people and manage ourselves and use our energy, use our brain and develop our area the way we want. If not the British, if not the colonization, if not the amalgamation with the Nigerian by the British. So, and somebody will want me to be happy with what happened around me up to today and happening, killing up to today. It didn't end there. So my people and the oppression. And then after that, we went through of different marginalization in education, in free education that never existed, and some other parts in the North it existed. Or imposing leaders or governors that come and rob you, they use them to divide you more and more. And when you call it, so, oh, they own the land. They are the elite. That is what you had that man say. It's not just only in the North, even your governors. So I will stop here. I think that is, I played around with all these three clips for us to know that all these clips is pointing at one direction. And the only solution is for you to rise up and get your freedom and speak for yourself and challenge these people. If you don't do it, nobody will do it for you, and your life and your future generation will remain as it is, even worse. You're doomed if you don't take action from now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have had also a lot. It is all about bringing the facts, the reality, the truth, and to make it comprehensible, that is presenting it to have ease of understanding to our people. Then to draw the mind of our people to be reflecting to the areas they are ignorable about. And where some people may never think of throughout their life, we reflect their mind there so that they will know that there are actually dangers. And there is no peace actually, as the people are deceived to believe that there is peace. There is no peace. And these people never mean to bring the peace as they promise through political campaign. Some would call it obedience, some will call it Atiku, some will call it Tinubu, some will call it 2023. All those things cannot bring peace. They are all deceptions. The reason is that they are all birds of this. They are all birds of the same feather flocking together because they have their interest. Corruption is the people. Is the investment of the satanic agents ruling Nigeria, starting from the colonial masters and those indigenous people managing it for them. So they will continue to deceive the people for their interest, not actually that they want to change anything for good. You have had it that you living well means loss to them. That is how Satan reason. Because all of us can live well, including them, but because of their greediness, that is the satanic spirit, satanic ideology, satanic wisdom, that other people must die. Satan has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So even if you give them everything, they will never be satisfied. They want people dead. So there is no need to keep waiting. The proper need is taking the right action, saying no to election anywhere in Biafra land and the entirety of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. So, veteran, over to you. What do you have to say concerning what has been played out from the video?
Please, my brother Inyima, can you play that Kwashoko one again for me?
Yes, I can do that right away.
Please do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Are the people seeing it? Are people seeing it?
The people are seeing you rather than seeing the video.
No, I want the video to be seen by them, not me.
Yes.
I want you to play it so that they will see it right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, veteran.
Biafrans, I know you are very happy with this clip you have watched. You enjoyed it. It is pleasing to you. Obedience. Hope Uzodimma. And all you Biafran politicians and so-called elites, you are very happy to watch this scene. You are very glad, just like your colonial masters are very happy to see us exterminated. This, like we said the last Sunday, is only a camp out of the many camps where we were massacred, slaughtered with a different weapon. Onye Jekebes ma nsi atụrụ ihe ejizi aka wee nyagbu. The ones that guns and bullets could not reach, we are given this weapon of starvation, of hunger, of poverty. Our women were bombarded with bombers and the fighter jets under trees where they were selling and buying. Our halls, our schools were bombarded and jet fighted by Britain and Nigeria as a whole. Every tribe in Nigeria fought the Igbo. I must say it. Every tribe in Nigeria, including those who call themselves our brothers, the Biafrans, our coastal brothers, joined in massacring the Igbos. The Igbos are so hated and I don't know what to use to qualify. These are our children. These are our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our fathers, our uncles. They are not they are us, we. This is how we were treated. This is how we were massacred. And the whole world swept this under the carpet. What a hatred. Britain blocked every other world from seeing this atrocity that you have seen. Atrocity of the highest order. Genocide of the highest order. Over 3 million died with this weapon alone. Over 3 million died. Starved of medication, starved of food, starved of joy, starved of home. We were sleeping where we stood, where we urinate. You can see the white man sweeping there, cleaning it. It's all our poo and our piss. We sleep on top of them. And we look like rags. You can see them picking us up like rags. with the flies and all sorts of things around us. I know this gives you joy, dear friends. This gives you joy. IPOB, this gives you joy. Even Abaribe, this gives you joy. All the so-called Biafran elite, Ohanese, it gives you joy. This is why you still want to belong to one Nigeria. This is still why you want to be a president of a country that dealt with your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, with you. You, all of us that are abroad, most of us are highly blessed. Do we go back to this sin? Were we not a part of this sin? Some of us who managed to escape this death, is it not a new memory, or have you forgotten it? Like Britain swept it under the carpet, and Nigeria swept it under the carpet. We were maimed. Immediately after the war, as you are coming from Onitsha Head Bridge to Ore, you see our maimed brothers, amputated brothers, who were struck by the enemy's bomb and bullet, lined up the road, begging for food. There was nothing like rehabilitation. And you people are still happy to jump around Obi, to shout obedience, to call him a savior. Fools you are. Dishoji Ndurundarala, who cannot reason. Dishoji Ndibo. I have not seen a race like you before in my life. I have never seen a race like you, who cannot come together. You could not buy and sell. You were raided every second, 24 hours, 2/7. You were raided 247. You were raided. Your market squares, you could not use them any longer. You went under the trees, and yet under the trees. Egyptian pilots, British pilots, all of them, Russian pilots, were bombarding and massacring you. You have just forgotten, and you cannot rise. You cannot rise for your freedom. You cannot rise and challenge those who did not remember what happened, and still they continue to kill you, to maim us, to destroy us, to exterminate us. And we are looking for a new Nigeria indeed. IPOB, you are a disgrace. You are a shame to humanity. You are a devil. If after all this you still want to be a president of which country? A dilapidated country. A country that is no more. No wonder the Zamfara criminal said you are all together. You are in one agreement with Britain to keep us in perpetual misery and poverty. So that you will see people to hail you. Hey, Kabieshi, Igwe, Ochirozo. Yes, you will lose if you do not treat them this way. You will lose if you give us hospitals. If you will lose, if you give us facilities. No wonder you begin the steel mill, Jokuta steel mill, you destroy it. No wonder the Niger Bridge has been left without anything. And every Christmas, every year, people sleep there for 7 days before they get to their home. We are not asking for that. We want to go back to our home, Biafra. This is where we belong. This is where we are. Look at what happened. And you, Biafrans, you are forgetting these things. And you are following those of them who claim to be freedom fighters, who are enriching themselves with the situation, with the circumstance, calling for fundraising every day. And yet nothing is done about it. You are happy to follow those of them who call themselves disciples and apostles of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, yet they cannot give us update of the financial situations like their master. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from time to time calls on the Minister of Finance, give Biafrans the financial report. If there's need, tell them to pay their dues and what they have to do the needful. But the financial report is given to Biafrans over the watch of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was transparent. He never hid anything from you and me. But you call yourself the spokesman. You call yourselves disciples. You call yourselves spiritual sons. And you raise funds every day. For the past 1 year, you never gave any report. You never told them, maybe you are the one managing the finance. You don't even have any financial officer. And you claim you are going to get Biafra. Where are you getting Biafra? What Biafra are you getting? A dark Biafra. A Biafra that will be worse than the zoo. Is that what you are fighting for? And you call yourself the director of DOS. A fool at that. For 1 year, your leader, your boss, has been under the hand of our enemies. And you are clueless. You don't do what he said you should do. What you want is to be carried high, command and control. Whatever if you pull, we will go and lick it up. That is what you know. But what the master laid down, you destroyed. You take your share and you turn your eyes off. We are not saying you have eaten money, but you are saying it yourself. Because when you do not do things right, I have right to begin to suspect what is going on. You people are giving me reason to suspect you. Both you, the so-called spokesman, and you, the so-called director of DOS, and whoever. I suspect you are suspects to Biafrans. As I suspect you, so I would want Biafrans to suspect you until you do the needful. You don't take Biafrans for a right. It is their right to know how they are moving, what they are expected to do, how they are expected to do it. You don't continue to tell them what you don't know is bigger than you. What rubbish is that? Let your card be clear. That was how our leader was doing it. This is why he is whiter than white and whiter than snow. He keeps the record straight. He does not manipulate. He does not maneuver. He does not blackmail. He does not lie. He is consistent. Don't give me reason to suspect you. Because you are all suspicious. Highly suspicious. Making a great deal out of our suffering. Out of our sentiments. Oh, if it were not for Simon Ekpa, this movement would have died. And then you use it to exploit us, to do whatever you want to do. Look at the Biafras, look at your brothers and sisters. If you were not born when this thing happened, look at it on this clip. That is what we passed through. Your mothers and your fathers were bombarded and slaughtered under the tree when they are buying and selling. They couldn't go to the stream to fetch water. Wherever they gather, it is bomb and the fighter. Homes were raised down. They were moved to camps in their home. They became refugees in their home. And you are there saying you are a freedom fighter. Working on their ignorance and sentiments. You are a freedom fighter. Causing confusion all over the place. Now, those ones who said they have a whatever police, I don't know. The stupid things, foolish things. Who cannot reason? When can you reason? When can you use this your God-given shovel to do something that is worthwhile? You are struggling, clashing. Hey, who will do this? Hey, Simon Ekpa. Hey, Chike Doziem. Hey, who is going to be the Ochiros? Huh? Can you see what the Zamfara man said? He said we cannot unite. We cannot come together. We cannot come together to fight our common front, to fight our common enemy. We cannot come together because of selfishness, because of greed, because of all sorts of things that is going through us. We are not fighting for marginalization. We are a country of our own, and we want to go back to our country before the fools, the corrupt devil came to put us together, to steal what belongs to us. That is what we are after. And that is why our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is there. The international body does not say anything. They only play on it. Nigeria, 6 months. And they are killing him softly in that place. Did you not hear Ejimofo, or whatever you call the lawyer? His update said our leader is going down and down every day. And we are happy. We are celebrating Iriji. Hey, the Iriji. Akwa sagwukwu n'ọnụ ngono heri ji ọhụrụ ahụ. Udele rikwa n'ụlọ ngono heri ji ọhụrụ. Unu na-eri ji ọhụrụ. Your master is there. Deteriorating for you and me. And you are there celebrating. Ndị isi ojii, ndị Igbo. Ọ ga-erere unu. Ọ ga-erere unu. Achị gbagbukwa unu. Ngono ha.
Eko. Ise.
Okay.
I'm
Ma
just
Patricia,
very, very
yeah, Ma Patricia, you appear in two places. You have two gadgets operating at the same time.
So what do I do?
Okay. Is it the same phone you are using? Or
Yeah,
two
the
different
same.
phones?
No,
Okay,
the
maybe.
same phone.
Okay, don't just allow it to stay like that rather than you making mistake. So
No, I
the other
can
one.
log out and come in if it will correct it.
Okay, so
If not, the voice will be doubling. Let me log out and then I'll come in. Then you watch.
yeah, just do that. Just do that. So Biafrans, we have had a lot. We have had a lot, and I will be going into playing the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's message. You know, due to matters arising, and the program happens to appear that we play the videos we have already played. So now it should be about playing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's message for the day's program, because it is not wise that we have a program without playing his message, because that is our major concern, to be replaying his message, then grabbing more facts from his message, analyzing it to the hearing of Biafrans, and for more education about all of us. Now, Patricia, did you ever log out? The two are still appearing. Did you ever log out?
I don't know what else.
All right. Okay, I have logged you out myself. Just come back. Just come back.
Colin, I will be leaving in the next 5 minutes,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I heard you. I heard you. Then use your 5 minutes. Use your 5 minutes to tell Biafra. Mass Innocent, I think you are there. Mass Innocent.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So since you will be leaving in 5 minutes, my Patricia, just leave it that way. If it is okay, yeah, it is okay now. So Mass Innocent, just use your last 5 minutes for your closing remark. And if you have one or two more words to chip in regarding all that have been said, you just do that right away. After that, then I will play the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's video. Just round up with what you have to say, with your closing remark, then you leave.
Okay. Thank you for granting this request. I have to leave because of circumstances I need to resolve.
Maz Innocent is having a network challenge.
And he's muted too.
Maz Innocent, you are muted. Is it me that mute you, or you mute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Fellow Biafrans, you've heard all we've preached today. And our veteran brother has spoken as well. You've seen all the anger, all the communication to you regarding the Biafra war, what our people went through, and what all of us went through. So let us not ignore what he's saying. There's urgency in this agitation, that something has to be done. If something is not done, we are doomed. And no election in Biafra land. If election happen in Biafra land this year, we are doomed. No 2023 election. Those parading themselves Peter Obi and Peter Obedient, you people know when, I don't know when you people will grow up. Please, no election, not even campaign. If you people like, this is how it is. And the signs are there. You are going nowhere with the election. I don't know how long you people will continue voting and voting since 19 what? Voting and getting nowhere. Call it off. No election in Biafra land. Please, I will say till next week, Sunday school again. We'll come up again for another truth for you to speak the truth again. Thank you, my fellow comrades. Thank you, fellow truth bearers. I'll call it a day today, and good night.
God bless you, Master Innocent. God bless you, really good. Until we meet again. So right away, I will go into playing the video. At least I will play the video between 10 to 15 minutes. The Master Nnamdi Kanu's message, so that we hear what he has to tell us. And I will just start it from where I began it during our last program.
Of the heavens and the earth. His name is Chukwu Biama, Almighty, Creator. Only those who are Biafrans. This is your platform. This is your program. Let us preach this gospel for mankind to understand. We shall present our news headlines and accompanying news summary in line with our protocol, which we must observe. We must do so knowing fully well that we have nothing else, nobody else apart from thee. We are doing so this evening, and we are reinforcing what is now in vogue. I want to prove to the whole world, in the zoo and beyond, that Radio Biafra is compulsive listening. That Radio Biafra sets the political agenda in the zoological republic, damnable by every stretch of the imagination. I was wondering, or should I say pondering yesterday, the mind and the heart, the thinking faculty, the reasonability of the brain of a black monkey from Africa. It then dawned on me, rather miraculously, I hasten to add, that our people cannot reason. Somebody came from somewhere and created what amounted to a monstrosity and named it Nigger area. And you accepted it because you are inferior. Black people from Africa have consistently demonstrated that they are infinitely inferior to their Caucasian European counterparts. Because Europeans came and defined your boundaries for you. Europeans came and told you who your relatives are, who you should be in the same country with, who you should inhabit the same geopolitical space with. You cannot do the same thing in a white man's land, but they can come to your place and create artificial countries with artificial boundaries and artificial flags. My question was therefore very simple. Are you telling me that your grandfathers, or some of you, your great-grandfather, even for some of us, our fathers who are older than the zoo called Nigeria, that they never had a country? They never existed until the white man came. Because if you accept the notion of one Nigeria, it means that you have abandoned your history, you have jettisoned who you are. My question will always remain, what was your name before the name Nigeria came into existence? What was the name? before the zoological republic came into existence. That is who you are. The sooner you go back to it, the better for everybody. The sooner you return to your original position, the better it is for your psyche, for your prestige, and for common sense you inhabit or you should inculcate within your skull and your brain. These are the things we teach here, and we must continue to teach it. This is Radio Biafra, live and direct, and Chukwukika Biama is of course presiding. I will bring our news headlines to you. And it is quite shocking what is happening in the zoo. A man is in court because Buhari said he wanted change, and change you're getting. It means that when they look at Buhari, people are listening to us thinking it is legal for a man to go and rape an 11-year-old little girl. Somebody has done it because they listen to Radio Biafra, they think it is the right thing that Buhari did. So they can go and do the same thing, but it is not. It's a crime against humanity, punishable by death, if you ask me. I'm telling you the truth. Punishable by death. This was exactly the same thing that was recorded today as a very old man, a great-great-grandfather, is in court over alleged rape of an 11-year-old girl. Do you know what his defense is? After all, Buhari did the same thing today. He's the president. So maybe if I rape an 11-year-old girl, I will also become a president. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The name of them, of course, is only Yoruba that can do this, and Hausa Fulani, Islam. Adebo Wale Dauda, Islamic, of course. Rapists, they are.
Necesito rodearme de herramientas que hagan que mi trabajo esté seguro. Para mí es súper importante que mis archivos estén a buen recaudo.
Cada día Gmail bloquea más de 100 millones de intentos de phishing. Más seguridad con Google.
There. They filed an 11-year-old girl and is in court. His defense is that if Buhari can do it, why should I not be allowed to do the same thing? People are indeed insane. Indeed insane. Reported by Punch newspaper. Not made up. Let me tell you. We must continue. Economic growth not translating to improved well-being according to the pedophile terrorist, the Dulad of Daura, that only black people who are retarded mentally can see anything good in him. I understand that the very weak, cowardly Yoruba man called Wole Soyinka is now singing the praises of Buhari. I want to prove to you that Wole Soyinka has always been inconsistent. Inconsistency. He's never reliable. Of course, it's Yoruba. What do you expect? As soon as Buhari came in, he's now saying Buhari is a repented man, is a changed man. What has this repented man said or done? He is telling us that economic growth not translating to improve well-being. If you are reading this garbage from outside the zoological republic, you will think that the zoo that the British created called Nigeria, inhabited by monkeys and baboons, that somehow they have an economy. No, they don't. They have what is called a rentier economy. There is a difference between an economy and rentier economy. Rentier economy is where you sell, it's like a banana republic, but only this time around with crude oil. You sell only one produce. And from there, you get or you purchase everything else you're looking for, including toothpick from abroad, which is also imported. Economic growth, they are saying. My question to Buhari is that you are sounding like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Which economic growth? Which sector is growing? Or I'm sorry, maybe the fraud sector or the election tribunal sector. As I said this evening, you will now see that Radio Biafra is where they all get their news from. We tell them what to do and they do it. This evening, I will prove it to you as we go along. Buhari is talking about economic growth not translating to improved well-being. What this liar is saying, an Islamic liar for that matter, is that somehow you can convince idiots that the zoo called Nigeria has an economy that is growing. My question is, can you please give us an economic breakdown of it? Just give me a GDP. Tell us which sector is growing. Nobody is buying. The greatest earner you have is crude oil. Nobody is buying crude oil. You are no longer allowed to export foodstuffs to Europe for people in the diaspora that may want to buy goosey or yam. Ghana has overtaken you on that. You don't export palm oil. Malaysia is on top. So what do you, I forgot, fraud and stealing, corruption and looting. Maybe that was what he meant. That the looting, the corruption in the zoo being perpetrated by themselves has not translated to economic well-being for the rest of the people. How can it be? You are stealing all the money. How can it therefore transform into economic well-being? It is not possible. Never, ever possible, I tell you. Economic growth not translating to improved well-being, according to the Dulad of Dawa, according to the Dulad himself. We must continue. Liars and cheats, as if Nigeria has an economy. There is no economy in the zoo. They make nothing. They steal and they export all the money to foreign bank accounts. That is how useless they are. This man is talking about economy as if he understands economy. Can you tell me maybe Dangote importing rice, salt and sugar alone represents an economy? Or maybe slapping on VAT on alcohol constitutes an economy. Who knows? There is no economy in the zoo. It is collapsing whatever there is left. The only thing that sustains the zoo is those who are in the diaspora sending money via MoneyGram, Western Union, RIA, and all the rest of the money transfer agencies that you have all over the world. That dollar you are sending back is what is sustaining the zoo. That is all. Nothing more, nothing less. Economy, my foot. Where's the economy? Economic growth. People are lying. Where is the growth? In which sector? That is how you break it down. They think we are not learned. Any idiot can rise up and utter whatever rubbish. I have warned all these Yoruba, Lagos Ibadan Expressway newspapers. If you write rubbish, we shred it here. Before you make any pronouncements on politics or economy, you must verify your facts very well, because we will shred you. Buhari, which economy is growing? I'm asking you before the whole world to tell mankind which economy. That is how you people become liars. That is why when you present a very valid point to an animal in the zoo, they never debate that very point. Today I wrote, and quite rightly so, that I've been thinking and wondering why black people in Africa accepted the boundaries drawn up for them by white people. Why should white people come to Africa and decide who forms a country or who should be in the country and who shouldn't be? Why must you allow people that have nothing in common with you to determine your fate and your future? It just occurred to me because people cannot reason. That is why I call them baboons and monkeys. Black Africans are backwards intellectually. And unless they listen to Radio BIAFRA and begin to repent, unless they come here and confess their ignorance and stupidity, behold, they have no future, I tell you. The black race is dead, as useless as ever. I want you as a black African to go to Europe and try to change their boundaries. You see what they will do to you. You want war here. That you allow the white man to come and define your geopolitical space because you're daft. When our people read it, they couldn't debate the points being made. Hey, your mama, your papa, is you. You are traveling with Nigerian party. No, look at the monkeys in Africa that you want me to be in some country with. That is why they don't know the meaning of the word legislature. They don't know what lawmaking is all about through democratic process. But here we educate them. Here we teach them. South Africa is now making a mockery of the zoo called Nigeria. Do you know why? I told you that by the time we are finished with Nigeria, oh dear me, did I not tell you before a few weeks ago that they will be worth nothing before the world? People will look at them with derision. When you look at somebody and you say, are you a Nigerian? The person will tell you, no, I'm not. they will have no faith to come out in the public and say, I am a Nigerian. And it's beginning to happen. That is what you have done, IPOB, Radio Biafra. You've done something that was impossible for anybody. Nobody can do it. Nobody can. This particular thing we are doing, unless heaven. Go and do the, you cannot. I said to the zoo, you will be destroyed. The only weapon we have is the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. And today there is proof in what I'm telling you. Because right now, stolen funds is the key all over the world. South Africa is making a mockery of the zoo. Not minding that they have their own baboon in the shape of Jacob Zuma. Another incompetent player is a black man. What do you expect? Incompetent buffoon he is. A South African online media outfit, Mail and Guardian Africa, my goodness me, came after the zoo saying the money eaten there is bigger than the gross domestic product of 38 countries in Africa. And it's correct. The amount of money being stolen by this so-called elite politician can feed 38 countries in all of Africa. Stolen money, stolen. That is to tell you how dark, how black the minds of these people are. Very, very evil.
If we keep on to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message, we just play the message and go. that is the truth. So, however, for us to have our own contribution, we must pause it to continue with it at another day. So now we are going to talk regarding what we have heard from these this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message. Now, Patricia, you have the stage now. Now we are first of all, yeah. Now, I want you to go straight with 3 points. Say, the reasonability of Africans towards colonialism. How Africa reasoned towards colonialism. And ignorantly, Africans have been celebrating colonialism. Some people deliberately, some people celebrate it out of interest. And there is no strict move for Africans' liberation from colonialism. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. And in the process, he made mention of wondering how black Africans reason and equating them to be animals, just like the colonists, black Africans. And the reason being because of the reasoning. They don't reason properly like human beings, they reason like animals and they behave like animals. People who celebrate their slavery. So what do you have to say about that? Then on that, returning to the originals. The name Nigeria is a colonial name given to us, which is not our original name. And we have our original names. We have the Oduduwa, we have Biafra, we have the Arewa, we have some other indigenous names. Then how comes we are now Nigeria and things have been going wrong since ever then? And there is no, rather than standing to change it, people are still celebrating it, even suffering under that celebration and being happy for that. More so, talk about some of Biafran's fathers older than Nigeria. Some of Biafran fathers and the mothers older than Nigeria. Nigeria was formed, was amalgamated in 1914. In 1914, between now and between now and that 1914 is 108 years. 108 years only. But our fathers, our grandfathers, and our great-grandfathers, most of them had lived and died like 200 years ago Some of us from our local communities have lasted for thousands of years ago. Then we have ancestors who we are not Nigerians. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking, what was our original names? How was our original performances, our way of life, apart from the way we are programmed, including our education? What we are having is colonial education. That is the reason we are not productive, because our education system is being controlled by the colonists. We can only read letters. We speak better English than the English people. But the English people and other people are productive. We do not produce because we don't have what it takes to produce. The education for production is not given to us. It is only education for administration. They produce, then we come and take care of what they produce. That means subservience and the slavery also. And at the same time, even if we want to develop on our own, to bring the machines and install them to educate ourselves for development, they will not allow us. They will use even our own government to crush the idea and crush any person who dare to stand to establish that developing technology and the science. What do you have to say about all this, Mama Patricia? Just try to manage 7 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much. You know, Mazi was anointed for this very mission that God gave to him. You remember earlier I was saying, if you are not called or equipped by God, there's no way you can do or say what he's doing, because he's not saying it or doing it of his own mind. He is saying it because God is dropping the wisdom, the knowledge to him. And he's coming to tell those that has ears. As Jesus said, those that hear my voice and keep it, they are my true disciples. Those that hear my voice, they follow me because they belong to me. This message of Mazi is not to every efulefu. Neither is it for the irredeemable, but it is for those originals, like you mentioned, or Mazi was saying, the original people of God. These are the ones that he's dropping the message to them, because this secret was hid from their eyes. And like Jesus mentioned, because this is Sunday school, we have to continue enlightening our people. He has come to open the eyes of the blind and the ears of the dumb, so that even the cripple will start running ahead of time. But if people, after hearing this precious redemptive message, and they don't do the needful, they have themselves to be blamed, because our leader, by the unction of God, has said everything that they will need to be free. You see, Mazi was saying here, what was our name before the white people came? What was our name? Our forefathers' name? That they decided to now throw everything offshore and take the name given to them by the colonists. You see, there's a place in the Bible where it was said Ahab was wicked, and then later one king that called Omri came and was more wicked than Ahab, and so on and so forth. These colonialists came, robbed, killed, maimed, did all that they did, changed our name, divided us and handed us over to the janjaweed, the next devil. They see that they have the same motive with them, and they gave over to them the Quran and gave us the softening word, you know, so that we will be agreeing with them, seeing them as angels or as God, and not reacting. Thank God that he sent somebody like General Ojukwu, and then they killed him off, because if they have listened to him, I mean Biafrans, by now we would have been free. They killed that dream, but God resurrected the dream again through Mazi. And up till today, you will still see the efulefus of the obedient Obi or the lights like them coming up to tell us again to go back to the enslavement which must have broken the shackles, destroyed the hidden secrets, destroyed it and made it open. As Bible also put it, that Jesus destroyed the enemy and made him an open shame before the whole world, that he can no more do anything, but he's running in shame before Jesus. This is what Mazi is doing. And what else did they do? With the help of the same elites that said, we will not let these people to be free, because if we let them, we lose what we are enjoying, sitting on them, working on them. So they decided to do what? Hold him there in the dungeon, so that people will not be liberated. But as we are saying it up to this moment, those people that are walking in darkness, that have eyes but they see not, ears they don't hear, are only marching to their doom, to their peril, because the judgment has already been laid and settled. People that hears the truth will be set free by that same truth. But those that love lies will be carried and buried by the lies they believe in. So as many of these our people now that are following election, continuation of the same devil's zone, refusing to accept the truth and the liberty given to them, obedient here, Soludo there, politicians there, New Nigeria there, and they have forgotten that none of these people love their existence, that their children and families, like the Dulad of Daura, which we know that he's dead since 2017, and they are doing everything to still promote that the dead man somehow resurrected in the skeleton from where they buried him in Sudan, and is now the impostor walking around, and people are still addressing him. Buhari is coming to Imo State. Buhari wants to sit with the monarchs of Igbo land. And I ask myself, which Buhari are these people referring to? What is wrong with saying the impostor is coming to Igbo land or Imo State? What is wrong is saying the presidency representing the thieves and the murderers, the neo-colonists, is coming to Igbo land or to Biafra land to talk with their fellow thieves. And our same people are saying Buhari is coming. Our people daft, so daft and blind, and so gullible and so money conscious that they don't know anymore to see light and walk in light. Buhari that died 2017, and his wife is in what do they call the place? Dubai. For how many years now? Which country in the world is the president here and the wife living in another country with the children? Where do you see such thing? Even Biden, or the worst president in the world, their wife and children, they are where they are living, not separate. At least this will tell them that even if they are deaf and blind and dumb and dead, that this Buhari died as Mazi, reveal the secret they don't want him to reveal. And they are still mentioning Buhari. So I'm talking to every Biafran, on any person who is so interested to have freedom, if you're so interested. Enough of addressing that name. Enough of addressing it. Is a name. Esau. It's a terrible something to even open your mouth. Something disgusting. A man that have died 2017 and is languishing in hell. You people are resurrecting his name and continuing his agenda by the Islamic nation. Did you hear Mazi said that the money they have stolen, because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, the money that these thieves with their colonies have stolen is able to feed over 38 nations in Africa. Did they hear that? And they are comfortable to continue allowing this thievery to be going on. Even accepting to continue the zoological that have already have dismantled from the foundation. They want to, rebet it. They want to continue it. The likes of Sowene or the likes of Soyinka Damazi said is inconsistent. What are we going to say? Mazi said by the time he finished with the zoo, that there was nothing in the world, and in fact we see so it has already been done. There are prophecies that you'll be expecting in the future, but there are ones that have already taken place. It has already been done, fulfilled, and the ones remaining, we are seeing it. That's what we have seen of this zoological. It's no more holding. It is gone. So now they want to put a new continuation. When the Lugard that wrote the law guiding this thievery said after 100 years, anyone, any nation, all this confusion they created, joined together, they are free to go on their own. My question is, what stops these entities, regions, from going away from this horrible confusion, death, darkness? What stops them from pulling out? Is it because they want to continue to step on their people, eat their flesh and blood and enjoy it, so that they don't lose anything, like the one the clip we just listened? That they want to continue. After all, the people have nothing to lose. It's them that will lose. That the people are already so weak, so bedridden in poverty, that they cannot defend themselves. The vulcanizer, the kerosene seller, the truck pusher, from all around. And then they still bring up the election, which they know there's nothing like a nation. There is nothing like that. And these people that are in the street, being killed every day, are still going up to thief for these people. I don't understand what our people want. I don't understand why they refuse to leave. I don't understand why they praise their oppressors. I don't understand why they see a way out of slavery and they decide to stay there to enjoy it, smiling and laughing in their suffering. Instead of them targeting the oppressors, they target themselves. I don't understand. At this very moment, people are, like our veteran mentioned, you still go around to celebrate the New Yam Festival. Which yam? Which farm are you producing it? Where are you celebrating when your brother is in dungeon and you have mind to celebrate all sorts of celebrations? If it's not naming, it is this. If it is not this, it's another. And you allow your enemies to continue fulfilling their agenda, and your own, you don't think of it. Our people, it is time you realize what you're doing to yourself. It is time you get up and get back your prestige and start reasoning that this is no time to be deceived, because you that is being deceived and the one that is deceiving you, all of you, the two gangs, will be put into hell. Because it's not that you don't know the truth. You know the truth. Keep on hoarding the money, the profit you're making. You know, this is a profit season. Let's make money before Nigeria collapses. Let me make the money. When Biafra and Nigeria fought, the millionaires, the billionaires, everyone, nobody received nothing except 20 pounds. This time, I don't know whether you will even see 1 pound, talk less of 20 pounds. So we are telling you, whether you are in the media, whether you are on the land, whether you are in one position, trying to make everything big, the end will justify the means. Maz is already justified that his hands are clean, that he came to set us free by God's mandate. But you that have taken the opportunity to lie, to compromise, to sit at ease, seeing our children that was killed with hunger by the same colonies, and it's still going on in the land, and you are siding them, divide and rule. It's time you turn back. It's time you forget those groups, those telling you, come, let's do it. It's done this way, it's done that way. Mazi said, if Biafra is not getting by sincerity, honesty, and total passion and abandonment of this worldly wealth, you are not going anywhere. And it's not the fault of God, it's our fault. Thank you so far, Biafra.
Thank you very much, Mama Patricia. So, Biafrans, we have been hearing it. We have been hearing a lot. We have been hearing a lot concerning concerning the tyrannical Nigerianness. We have been hearing a lot, and how myopic, daft the Africans can be. So it is very, very shameful that many of us do not put it in consideration and how we should liberate ourselves from this colonial power. So, Mazi Veteran, over to you now, over to you. First of all, say, Buhari, this video we are using, this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message, it was a broadcast, a broadcast of broadcast for many years ago. And he is referring to 3 years ago broadcast. He is referring to Buhari when Buhari was his act, not about his death. When he was alive, he raped a young girl. Then another politician using it as a mantra to justifying himself. And according to, Africans are so superstitious. According to him, he lied because superstition is founded on lies, deceptions, and selfishness. So he tried to cover himself up by telling people the way Buhari raped a little girl and later became a president. So he too can rape another little girl and also become a president someday. And as a reason people will begin to subscribe into that idea. If not, people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and we, the IPOB members, who are otherwise thinkers, the rationalists, people will subscribe into that idea. It is also to say that evil, corruption is being elevated, celebrated. Mediocrity, backwardness, oppression being celebrated, being honored. That is exactly what it means. And according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that should incur that should incur terminal punishment, capital punishment. That is, it should be a death sentence crime. But it is, I'm not just saying that they should go and kill the person, and that is, I'm just saying on my own. But there is no seriousness about treating the corruption. Rather, those who should be handling the corruption are those celebrating the corruption and those involved in the corruption. Nobody holds them accountable. So, Mama Patricia, be prepared. I don't know if you have any interest to talk about the financial issue. Now, I want to talk about the financial issue because it is my right, it is our collective right, and we are stakeholders in the Biafra struggle. We are stakeholders in the Biafra struggle. Even those who are not IPOB members have the right to ask questions. What is happening with IPOB finance? And to be precisely, Nneanya, who is the IPOB financial ministress, because I've been making a lot of videos concerning the identifying and dealing with the thieves in IPOB, and the more reports are still coming. Like the reports that I have in videos right away. If I have to make videos, I have to make another 4 parts at the moment. And there is no accountability for 8 years from Nneanya. Yet, people in IPOB are still supporting her. Nneanya has formed her own cabal right inside IPOB. The one I am telling you is evidential. Then, like, if you ask me exactly how much she had looted, I cannot just tell. But the formation of cabal is evidential, and I know of that. I know of that. Then, what do you think about our own people, our supposedly co-freedom fighters, condoning and harboring someone who is forming a cabal against the real structure? Those supporting Nneanya, who is being alleged, okay, let me just use the word allegation, who is being alleged for financial fraud in IPOB, refusal to account for the money in her possession, and refuse to be expelled from her office, neither being suspended, and the people in IPOB supporting her. Those supporting Nneanya under insubordination, are they supporting the structure or are they fighting the structure? Because whenever people make comment, you say you shouldn't fight against the structure. But Nneanya is now fighting against the structure, being supported by Kanu Takano and many others right inside IPOB, including principal officers. And my greatest surprise is that the rest of the members of the DOS are keeping silence over this matter. So that is what I am saying. So I am demanding that accountability should be rendered. And Nneanya, I'm speaking on my personal behalf, Nneanya should be scrutinized, investigated thoroughly, and if she is found to be guilty, she should be expelled, because her remaining with the financial fraud in IPOB will always set the struggle backward. Now, veteran, going with you, the Wole Soyinka praising Buhari in his rep and the corruption attitude when Buhari was still alive. Wole Soyinka used to praise him, and as a result, they used to honor Wole Soyinka. Even some titles that he does not deserve, they will award it to him. So it becomes paddy game. It is no longer about promoting injustice, more of selfish interest. Then we have Nigeria sell only one produce, and that produce is crude oil. Yet they import every other thing, including toothpick. Veteran, I think you are ready, including toothpick, and claiming that they have economic growth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now is asking in which sector of the economy is growing. So, and we are witness that we don't produce anything, rather we import everything. The only thing we sell is crude oil, and that crude oil is not even in our control. It is because of the crude oil they are killing our people. Then after selling it, the Britain will gather the money and give them the little change which they will use to furnish themselves. Then they leave our territory undeveloped. If you go to some area, most especially the riverine area, the place they suck this oil from where they drill this oil, they do not develop that place. And the oil spillage have been destroying both people's farmland and many other things. The same thing is happening in the hinterland. But the difference is because these people are living by the riverside while we are living on the proper ground. So that is what makes the difference. So, Mazi Silas, regarding all that I have pointed out, what is your take? At least try to use 10 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, like my sister said, is an anointed of God. He is the prophet of God. He anointed him with the double anointing. And this is why he could stand his ground, consistent, transparent, humble, loving, kind, and sacrificial for this purpose. And this is why God has always equipped him with the truth. And this is why God told him, with the truth, destroy the zoo. Yet, our people bask, not our people, we bask in ignorance. We bask in inferiority complex. We are always ready to bend down and lick the boots of our enemies. The way we look at the white man who has been our problem. We serve them. I remember when we were growing in Port Harcourt, Iguacha carved out an area which they named the Transamadi Layout. They were living there. And we see them as lords. Even some of them who were nothing in their country, as soon as they come to our country, they become lords. They use us anyhow. They kick our ass. We go to their dustbin and they try to look at what do you call it, office. We look at them as very superior, absolutely superior to us. And this is why we have degenerated to the state in which we are. And even at that, we are ready to do whatever they command us to, even to kill our brothers, even to kill our sisters, even to rape our sisters. We are ready to do that because Britain is the devil incarnate. The most corrupt nation in this planet Earth. The most deadly nation in this planet Earth. They came and took our place. And we continue to run after them. Hey, I schooled in London. I schooled in the London School of Economics and Political Science. I schooled in Oxford. Did you study? And so I remember one of our members in this. That is why I had that. Two types of English. Apart from the English, there's English, African English, and so on and so forth. But these are all slaves, so that they will produce and will not look at what they are producing. What we are looking at is to market it, to help them market and administer it, like you've already said. However, this is not our problem. When you learn warning, because freedom, because Britain has given the command to hell out of us, so that we will never come together. We are armless. A poor man, a poor man is always a slave. If they had to carry the whole fund and to fight, and this is why somebody like Lamido will say we are already in hell. What else are we looking for? But that is a lie from the pit of said it, accepted our inferiority, accepted whatever our people usually say. We go here, our name is not slavery. We have a history, and we need to look back, reflect on who we are, and stand up to who we are, and come together and say no to these damaging instruments. They have ganged up. It is a whole lot of gang up. Like Lamido said, Not only the northern elite, but also your own elite, who are picking from the crumbs. They are also there because they will lose if they don't serve their northern masters and the British masters. They will lose. They will no longer become Onwana Abaroha. Na Abarah Nubuokoko. They will no longer be that. And so it is a gang up. And we are given to that gang up. It is we. Our leader have said it. Mazin Namdekanu said. How many are the soldiers? How many are Nigerian soldiers? How many are the elites? If we rise up against them, how many are they going to kill? Before they kill a good number, the others who have come.
Hello, Mama Patricia. You are muted. You are muted. Unmute yourself.
What's going on?
And veteran is having a network problem, and he is no longer available at the moment. Maybe he will come back. Then what happened is, are you prepared with your memory verse of the day?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have anything to say or not regarding the financial fraud going on in IPOB? Maybe you have any question to ask about that, demanding accountability, or it doesn't interest you to speak about that. Then just say something as much as you can. Thereafter, present your memory verse. Then if a veteran comes in, he is back. Then he will continue after you. Just present your memory verse. He will continue after you. Your memory verse, then say what you want to say first regarding the monetary issue.
Yeah. I have to say a little bit of what is going on, because as we are here, we are all here to carry on with the righteousness, the honesty, the truthfulness with which Maazi set up the Biafra restoration. He didn't set it up in any deceptive way or trying to corrupt or steal from anybody. He stated this clearly, that if we don't put our hands, our spirit, our everything that we are doing as Chukwu Okike Abiama wants his children to be, that we will not get Biafra and we will not head to anywhere. So he speaks what he does and he does what he speaks. So it's an example for us as freedom fighters, as people who have been in a dungeon to learn and follow his footsteps. If not, there is no way anybody can come out and say, I'm a disciple, or I'm a follower, or I'm a IPOB member, or a Biafran, if you don't follow this blueprint of his. Now, coming to this area of finance, like our veteran was saying earlier, when Mazi was around, he always tells us that we need to support this struggle because it needs money. And because we are Biafrans and we are many, even if it is penny that we contribute, it will be able to do what we need to do because we are everywhere. And God has blessed Biafra. So Mazi made us to understand that we should not be people who are carried away by the love of money. Instead, we should labor and fight together to help even those that have nothing. And he showed it towards the lockdown days. He provided and made room for those that are in the hospital that needed for their fees to be paid, or those in school that need to go to school and don't have any helper. Mazi built on this thing, provided food. That is what the contribution of IPOB members should be, or those that have court cases. These are what Mazi said money should be meant for, not for any personal enjoyment or comfort, or buying of car, or building of houses, or changing garments. So Mazi have already instituted this thing. You know, when they talk about structure, these are the things that are found in the structure of a nation so that it will go well and prosper. When Mazi was around, the financial secretary doesn't work all by herself. They come once in a while to tell Biafrans, this zone have paid, this zone have not paid. The ones that have not paid, hurry up because we have things that we should do with it. She says what we have and what we are to target, so that we meet up with one project of the Biafra restoration. By the time they took off Mazi, because they are all evil people. No wonder Mazi said, after how many years of talking, of preaching, of teaching, of suffering, that he has not seen 15 people. Among those that he's working with, not the ones outside, those that are with him, they don't have the same dream. They don't have the same passion. They don't have the same mind. Mazi is talking in one way, they are going another way. So he was observing them, but he was still patient with them to see if by any means they will repent. Since Mazi is not seen, everything he has let down, they have devoured it, destroyed it, and at the same time they are pretending that they are keeping it. Whom are they deceiving? From the time Mazi was not around, all the things that Mazi was doing, my question to all these stakeholders of IPOB from every corner, which have you people kept? When Mazi was around, not even the headsmen and Fulani or governors or anybody have face to stand up in Biafra land. The Fulanis were on their way with their lorries. They carted their cows away. By the time Mazi was not around, all of them came back. Our so-called stakeholders, DOS and the other groups like them, they continue making fundraising, of which me as a person, I know I contribute whatever that is in the list there, because I want Biafra like nothing else in this world. I completed my donations, and then when this saga and this problem came up, which Nelly Ofebu and Haidu demonic group sent by the Nigerian government came to change our name from what it has been to her new demonic name, we thought she was saying the truth because we are human beings. We went also to raise funds there. Once, twice, thrice, fourthly, we have been contributing. What happened to the money? We had that they gave some to the other young girl that doesn't know her left and right to go and get a lawyer for them, Sophie or whatever they call her. And the other ones was taken by the people that Simon brought for them. And that's the end of the whole money. And you ask you go say he send money to ESN, and ESN are crying because there was no money given to them to stay in the bush. And my question and our question of Biafran's question should be, with all this fundraising and contributions of millions, where are they using the money? No accountability. And the demonic goddess says she was appointed by her own leader, being Mazi, to go and fetch out those who are stealing money and make sure that the money was brought out. That duty was never carried out. Now, from her own tenure, everything was off. Back to Simon and his group. And they started the same routine. What is the money being used for? The same crying we are hearing in Biafra land of poverty, of hunger, of insecurity, of the ESN not being sponsored. But even if they said they are sponsoring ESN, it's by what you see that you know. If in our land there's killings much more than has ever been, even when Mazi was around, and much money has been contributed, even more than when Mazi was around. What is the money being contributed used for? No accountability. Then we go back to Nenayanya being the finance, which the Chike them said, she's no touch area. We are not going to touch her because Mazi gave it over to her. If we touch her, maybe she will run away with the money. So let's follow her quietly. Now, she too and her group, from Kanunta to DOS, from Wefi, from every side, is always the story of money, much more than the liberation and the release of Mazi unconditional. So, coming to this very question, I don't have any trust on any of them. I don't have any trust. And whatever they are doing is not clean. No matter how they come to justify themselves. Because their works speaks ahead of them. So that's what I want to say in this very finance company. If they want to, the DOS, if they want to retain her and let her go on and let them be doing the money business, let them go on. The end will justify the means, because no wicked will go unpunished. When they are using the money blood of their people to enrich themselves, to buy houses, buy whatever, and drone themselves, they will see what Judas and the rest of them saw. Because this restoration, this mandate is divine, and God will honor what he told his servant. No wicked man will go unpunished. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you very much. So, at the same time, can you present your memory verse of the day? While you will be preparing for that, Biafrans, it is not worth it. I mean, what we are witnessing regarding the financial fraud in IPOB, and we don't want to sound insultive to Biafrans, but I am demanding that the DOS should tell us why Nenyanya had not been brought to book. Why is Nenyanya not being investigated? What are they waiting for? That is my question. My question to the members of the DOS. Why is Nnenneanya not being investigated? They have to investigate her. Or does it mean that there are other members of the DOS who are collaborating with Nnenneanya that make them not to investigate her? Is Nnenneanya greater than the entirety of Biafrans? Is Nnenneanya greater than the entirety of the DOS department of IPOB? Is Nnenneanya greater than the entirety of the structure of IPOB? Is Nnenneanya greater than Mazen Namdekano? So the issue of if they investigate her, she may run away with the money in her possession is not an excuse. I don't like hearing that because it is a conveyance of the incompetence of the members of the DOS, which we are talking about. And this is one of the things that has compelled us to write our memo as IPOB truth bearers. Even if she likes, let her run. It is better she run away. Investigate her, let her run away. Then we end our matter at the moment. We focus on another thing. Another person will be raised as IPOB financial minister, someone who will be investigated, someone who will be under the control of Mazi Chike Dozem and the rest of the members of the DOS, because as I speak, Nnenneanya cannot be controlled by Mazi Chike Dozem. And the money had made her so proud and arrogant that she can no longer submit herself to the leadership of to the superiority of Mazi Chika Edozem. So it is better she is pulled away. If investigation will be the reason, she will run away. Better she runs away, because there is no reason why she will not be investigated. If she runs away, because if she stays there, she does not provide the money, there is no need. She makes the matter worse. And as I speak, I am sure of this. Many IPOB principal officers are working with her. And also, a report says that all of the members of the principal officers working with Nnenneanya are also working with Uchemefo. So there is the possibility of Nnenneanya working with Uchemefo, that is in presumption, not with assurance. But further investigation will reveal it to be true or false. You know, when matters begin to arise, suspicion also follows the matters arising. So this is what is happening. If investigating Nnenneanya will pull her away from IPOB, better let her run away. Then if she is innocent, why will she run away? That is the question we must ask ourselves first. If Nnenneanya is innocent, why will she run away? If she is innocent, she will even be the one to say, okay, come and investigate me. My hands are clean. What do you want from me? She will be. Why is she dodging the investigation, and why is the DOS not pushing forward to investigating her, coming to convey their convey their incompetence, and trying to let somebody like me or people like us, the IPOB truth bearers, to believe that kind of statement? No, we don't need that. Tell us why she will not be investigated. So let her be expelled if need be. Then another person will be raised. Someone we can control. We don't want people who will be intimidating us, controlling us, and sabotaging everything we are doing. That is all I have to say, because by Tuesday and Wednesday, by the grace of God, I will make videos on this topic. So, Mama Patricia, present your memory verse of the day. Then speak, give your closing remark to Biafrans. Thereafter, veteran will continue from where he has stopped that last time. After that, he will give his own closing remark to Biafrans. Present your memory verse, Mama Patricia, your closing remark as well.
All right, thank you. As we normally do, as our custom is, which we are following closely with Mazi to uphold this truth, and our name as truth bearers on the platform of the redemptive message. Our Sunday school memory verse today is taken from Isaiah 38, verse 14. Isaiah 38, verse 14.
Isaiah 38 verse 14, reading from Amplify, say, like a swallow, like a crane, so I chirp. I coo like a dove. My eyes look wistfully upward. Oh Lord, I am oppressed. Take my side and be my security.
Okay, thank you. Biafrans, this word is for the remnants, for the true Biafrans, for those that are being oppressed, for those that have been suffering, for those that have been anticipating for our nation, for our Mazi, our leader, to be released unconditionally. For those who know that they are not Nigerian, they have nothing to do with Nigeria, with the zoological. For those who are not for the new Nigeria or the politicians of obedience or Soludu or the politicians or senators, or even for the British continuity of this wickedness. For those who have seen the truth and know and have realized the original, where they came from, their identity, this word is for you, because we all together have been crying like a swallow. We have been chattering like a dove. Our eyes have been weeping upwards, asking where cometh our help. And then we ask God. We are being oppressed, which one of the broadcasts of Mass, when he was praying, we had when he said, Chukwu Okike Abiam, you must help us because we are oppressed. We have suffered too much. Undertake for us. Be by our side. Be our savior and rescuer. Because Mazi said, it's only Chukwu Okike Abiam will give us Biafra. No human being, no power, no nation, only God will give us Biafra. So we're in that very time now. And I will tell us, these remnants of Biafra, it's time we take at the side of God and ask him to undertake for us. And for God to undertake for us, you must make sure that what Mazi have outlined to be the position that your mind, your spirit, yourself will be in all the works that he asks us to do, that you stand there and do the needful, the righteous, the justice, the equity that is required of you. Then God can come to our need. Because if we don't keep to that, there's no need we are calling God to come and help us. Honestly speaking, you cannot be serving devil and you're calling God to come and bless you and help you. It's not done. Because you are a special people. You are children of God. Therefore, God expects you to stand by himself. You cannot be serving Satan and serving God at the same time. You cannot be stealing, killing your brothers, lying against your brothers, and you want God to come and save you. But today, let us go to God in prayer with true repentance. As many that their eyes are looking up to God, what shall we do? We have come to the end of the road. Come and undertake for us. And God will do that if we stand with what Mazi said and speak the truth, defend Biafra, expose evil, remove evil from your side and within your side, so that you can defend your people and fight your enemies boldly. What makes you not to fight before your enemies is because you are soiled too, because you have lost your identity. But if you know who you are, you cannot lose your father's land or inheritance to a stranger. Normally speaking, you cannot do that unless when you are a mixed blood. That's why this word is not for those Fulani DNA blood or Yoruba DNA blood or Hausa DNA blood. I'm talking to remnants of Biafra that knows their name and their identity and their roots before the colonists came. Do the right thing, and then we'll call God to come and undertake for us. Thank you, Biafrans. As you get yourself ready, because we're already in a very hot and red time where evil is not the way for us to be free. Only righteousness, equity, justice, truthfulness, as Maza have given to us. Then we go to Chukwokika Abiyama, and then he gives us power to get back our land and fight our enemies. It's not only by prayer. You pray and you walk, like Nehemiah did. He prayed and he fought. So I'm not telling you to go to your one place and start praying. You pray and you fight. Till next Sunday, make a U-turn and remove evil from your side and within you. Thank you, Biafra. I hand over to you, Collins.
Okay, God bless you. Veteran, straight away over to you. You were speaking formally, but you were being hanged by network problems. So if you have not lost your line of thought or whatever you can remember for now, just within 5 minutes, summarize, then give your closing remark to Biafrans while I will round up the program for today.
Thank you very much, Evangelist Inyumak.
God bless you.
My dear Biafrans, the beloved of Chukwokika Abiyama, remember your prophet, the prophet of the hour, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Remember the sacrifices of your brothers and sisters. Maybe you did not see them, but today are with you even now. Because the spirit of our heroes are always here. So do not forget our heroes. Anybody telling you of voting and the new Nigeria, it's an enemy. We are for our freedom. And it is only this freedom that will give us all we need. Because when we are free as Biafrans, all our heroes will be remembered, like our leader said. Their names will be written in gold. But your new Nigeria cannot remember your brothers and sisters and what they represent for you. They are the people that gave their life so that you will live, so that you can see today. They did not give their lives in vain. They did not give their lives for inconsistency. Even amongst us as truth bearers, we had some inconsistent elements. Those who are like dogs. Oh, I will have nothing to do with this one again. He is a rogue, he is that and that and that. And tomorrow, he will do like an average Igbo man. He will forget all that he said and go back to that one he vowed not to. What does that tell you? A contradiction. And you are saying that you now identify with all you condemned. So you are part of that condemnation. Ndị isi ojii, Biafrans, open your eyes, open your ears to the truth. For only the truth will set us free. It is not only because it is biblical, because it is our nature, it is our culture, and that is why we continue to say, Eziokwu bụ ndụ. Eziokwu is life. So my brothers, falsity is death. Falsity is evil. Contradiction is evil. Inconsistency is evil. Let us stand on the truth and fight our common enemy. Lamido has said we cannot come together because of poverty. And poverty, chumo, you know, poverty, chumo. Poverty, there's everything in poverty. Poverty is dangerous. Poverty can lead to any type of crime. Poverty will lead to inconsistency. Lamida said he has taken away our dignity. He has taken away all that makes us human. We are no more human. And that is why our leader calls us monkeys and baboons. And we say, this man is accusing us. But that is true. He's not insulting anyone. He is saying the truth. If you are not a baboon and a monkey, reason. Use your reason. Reason well. And get out of the shackles of inferiority. Please, Biafrans, the remnants, I am talking to you. Rise up and fight for your right. Your right is going home to your nation, to your country. And no person can stop you because God has ordained it. It is God's given right to you, God's given nation. And he will be mad at you if you defy it, if you deny it, if you don't go for it. Do not give in to these descriptions of your enemy. Lamido is our enemy. The elites are our enemy. Because he said they are a gang up. And they make sure they deny us everything that will make us human. Because when we are human, we will come together and we will fight together and we will claim what belongs to us. And we will chase them out of wherever they are. Especially those in Biafra land. If we become human, we will chase out all the politicians, all these evil messengers, all these selfish messengers, all these tyrants in our midst. So please, let us hear the word of reason, the word of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of the hour. He has so educated us. We had him. Radio Biafra is the only place you will be washed and washed to be whiter than snow, to regain what has been stolen from you. Your reasoning faculty, your intellectual faculty, your emotional faculty, your physical faculty, your psychological faculty. Thank you very much. And let us learn to ask questions. Because this is one of the things our leader told us. He said we do not ask questions. And that is why we do not live out our history. Because we do not ask questions. There are so many things around us. And we look at it. And we move as if nothing is happening. A lot is happening. Begin to ask questions. Ask those you subscribe to. The autopilot. The members of DOS. Whatever sector you belong to. Begin to ask questions. Because onye ajụjụ anaghị ụzọ. Onye ajụjụ anaghị ụzọ. Ask questions about the way forward, about your finance, about everything you should ask for. It is very, very necessary. Even how zombie, you cannot be zombie. Zombie does not ask questions. And that is to say, zombie is not a human being. Zombie is an animal. Ask questions so that it will be well with us, so that we will be able to supply, with the help of God, the necessary things we need for our freedom, so that we'll be able to fight for our freedom, so that we'll be able to deny ourselves all we need to deny for our freedom, so that we will identify solidly and absolutely with our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, who is in that place, deteriorating in health for you and for me. Wake up, Biafrans, and let us come together. Let us unite and fight our cause. Let us shun every form of manipulation, every form of lie, every form of blackmailing, every form of hate, every form of incapacity. Because Lamido said we do not have that capacity. So it is a challenge, and a very big challenge. Because Lamido said we do not have that capacity. So it is a challenge. We do not have that capacity. Thank you very much, Biafrans, and God bless you.
Thank you, veteran. God bless you. God bless you. Really good. So I just posted because there is a statement you made. So therefore, I look for a Bible verse because every wisdom has its foundation from the Bible. Because we humans are created in God's image. This image is not just about the physical appearance. It is about the reflection of God in all dimensions, including in reasoning, including in wisdom. So this is a wonderful secret that many people do not know. Look at what the Bible says in Proverbs 14, verse 15 to 16. It said, a naive or inexperienced person is easily misled and believes every word he hears. But the prudent man is discreet and has thoughts and consider well where he is going. A wise man suspects danger and cautiously avoid evil, but the fool is arrogant and careless. Do you see two conflicting persons here with two conflicting characters, two conflicting attitudes, the wise and the fool? So everybody claims to be wise, but who is foolish then? That is the reason the Bible is my foundation of education. Every other education is secondary. Because everybody claims to be wise. But who is a foolish person? A foolish person is someone who does not verify. Mazen Namdekanu said it in one of our points here. He said, animals in the zoo never verify points their colonial masters give them. And that makes them foolish. That foolishness makes people to refer the Africans, the black Africans most especially, as animals. But God has made the reasoning available for all of us. We are created with it. But it is because we just abandon it. Some people suspend their brain to join the agitation. Some people suspend their brain to live with their oppressors. So we are all saying, let us go and pick back our brains from wherever we have suspended them and abandoned them. It is very, very important. And this is the secret of the leadership, rulership in the whole world. Brain, ideology. Even God says that wisdom, God is referring to himself from his word. He said he equipped even the princes and the ruler. The rulers rule with me. They rule by me. That is, he direct the rulers. Wisdom. So we cannot do without wisdom. It is impossible. So doing without wisdom is absolutely wallowing in ignorance and in foolishness. Then foolishness can only result foolishness. Foolishness can never in any way result wisdom. And wisdom will always result wisdom. So these are the things we have been caged for age long, the entirety of Africans. But now we are beginning to come to the light. It is very, very important. So this is not a point that we should ignore. So it is not just that we are saying it. This wisdom originates from God, and God created us with it. But out of our carelessness, we abandon wisdom and begin to wallow in ignorance and foolishness. Then the clever ones have been manipulating all of us all age long. But now people like us have come to our realization, and we are beginning the transformation, the revival programs, then change in transformation, psychological transformation in all round. Why not you follow suit? And why don't you support the programs we are having? Why can't you be a subscriber of this wonderful channel? Why can't you be coming to contributing your quotas for us to be building ourselves psychologically, otherwise emotionally, and stop playing the role of subservient? We are not created to be slaves, but some people prefer to be slaves, just like Esau, who was born with birthright and every opportunity, but out of his carelessness, he traded his birthright for a plate of porridge of yam because he could not visualize the future. He never valued the future. He never realized the value of his birthright. So that is when God say, Esau I have hated, Jacob I have hated. That does not mean that God is partial, but it means that Esau is a weak person to the extent that he is so ignorant, gullible, and foolish. And as a result, God hated him. Jacob was not a perfect man, but Jacob, his difference is his vision. He could see the future. He could know the value of the birthright, even though it wasn't his, but he was able to trick his elder brother Esau to pull it away from him. So that is the world we are living in. So we are living in a world being ruled with manipulation, lies, and deception. So it is our responsibility not to continue allowing ourselves to be deceived. And we'll begin this by verifying everything across us. It is called scrutinization. It is not insubordination. So may God bless you, Biafrans. May God bless you. And I am saying to you, you are highly welcome. Those who have attended to us, you all are highly appreciated. You all are highly appreciated. And we hope to have all of you once again. We hope to have all of you once again for next Sunday when we'll be having our program. We hope to have all of you once again next Sunday. Then, okay. So we are rounding up, and it is just a farewell comment that I'm giving to you now. The program has come to its end for today. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your observance. Go and memorize upon all that you have heard from today's programs. Then talk about it, preach about it, let others partake. By you, keep sharing the program. I am trying to bring the three of us together once again, but I don't know exactly. I am trying to bring all of us together once again, but I don't know how I have operated it. So Biafrans, bye for now. Anytime, any moment now, I'll be cutting off the program. Then my comrade, then will at least let us spend a little more time on the background before we leave, even if it is 5 minutes. It's very, very important. Okay. We are back once again. So say bye to Biafrans. Let me end the program. Just wave to Biafrans and say bye. Biafrans and the world at large.
Stay focused and
meet the
follow
once again.